Hello there and good evening, everyone. I am your temporary host, Muffler Tape. I am your resident gooning advocate, and you may be familiar with my hatred of Studio Pierrot and my love of the Fujimoto verse. Help me in welcoming our esteemed panelists tonight as we discuss Chainsaw Man. First up, we have a Roman, our resident normie, and the only man I know who sucked on a teat so hard he had to see the dentist after. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I love that. What's up, y'all? What's going on? What's going on?
All right, and as we wait for our other guests to arrive today, our actual host, Crimson Law, a gracious host of this channel, and
Unfortunately,
and his greatest joys in life are watching love triangles, Rent a Girlfriend, and the occasional NTR. Like it or not, he's in charge of the Goon Squad. Take it away, man.
I actually don't mind the NTR stuff. It really depends on what I'm in the mood for that night. But if you ever accuse me of saying that I like love triangles or Rent a Girlfriend, I will commit acts of perjury against you.
perjury.
Well, I mean, that's unlawful conduct, though, sir. You don't want to.
He hasn't been convicted in a court of law. You cannot.
He's going to get convicted in the court of this law, you motherfucker.
Oh man.
All right, so how we doing tonight, guys?
Feeling
I was literally being held captive like an hour ago in a dentist chair, but I'm all good. All of my teeth are clean, so I'm ready and I'm here.
Aren't you the one who holds people captive, though?
You know what, man? Listen.
It puts the lotion on the skin, or it gets the hose again.
He has immigrants in his basement for their protection.
They're literally all my Anne Franks, bro. Chill out. Okay? But no. So all of my teethies are clean and I'm ready to talk some Chainsaw Man.
So yeah, just a brief, we may have some other people join us tonight. But as it stands, I mean, one informed me that it was going to be like a tight thing, but still wanted to come. So I'm giving him a break. I'm not going to razz him too much, especially because I said if you need to show up late, you can show up late. The other one is, as far as we know, sitting down watching Star Wars Visions right now, being a fucking queer. I'm looking at you, Rolo.
Yeah.
So I went to the store after the dentist, and he literally called me and told me that he was watching Visions. I was like, "I'm gonna see you at 7:30, right?" He was like, "Yup." And then
he was the one who asked about the time to verify, and I really hope that he didn't like in his brain twist it to be like, "Oh, he's talking 7:30 his time." He should know.
If he shows up an hour late, that's going to be fucking egregious, dude. Because he should have gotten like maybe a YouTube notification or something as well. Like that's wild.
Yeah, even Rolando is still here in spite of the fact that he couldn't show up for the panel. You know, like that is it's no longer the Mexican Roland. It's Rolando and then white Rolando.
You guys know how I feel now. I feel now.
In Rolando's defense, since he is present in spirit, okay, I was going to introduce him saying that proof not all diversity is bad diversity. And so we're happy to have him in the channel chat.
My God, bro.
Anyway, let's get into some Chainsaw Man now and get the conversation going, even though not everyone's here. So, I guess we can start with, doing the stereotypical roundtable thing. I will start talking about how I, found the series, got into it, what my initial impressions of it were, and then we'll go around. And I'll try not to ramble as much as I normally do tonight.
I mean, it's your show, but yeah, I get you.
Is that a jab at me? Are you saying I talk too much, man?
I'm saying that you can talk as. I'm saying that you can talk as much as you want to. It's your show. That's kind of my point.
None of us are as bad as Rolo. Okay, everyone is better than Rolo. All right. Jesus, he rambles a lot.
Yeah. So, I the first experience I think I had with Chainsaw Man would have been back when Shonen Jumps first started running ads for it on like YouTube and on Facebook. Actually, I kept coming across Chainsaw Man ads on Facebook back when I still used that platform. And I saw a couple things. I'm like, all right, this is obviously ridiculous. But prepping for like a family vacation, I decided, you know what? This ridiculous thing seems like it could be fun. This Chainsaw Man. Let's try it out. I bought a digital for the first volume, and I was like, holy shit, this is good. Like I like this shit. And I know there are some among our circle of friends who would say that the art style isn't great or that it sucks. I like Fujimoto's rough style, and I've always liked Fujimoto's rough drawing or just any sort of like rough art style because it innately feels more personal and handmade to me than the stereotypical, very clean, mass-produced looking art that you can get out of a lot of rom-com manga. I'm specifically calling those out because they have very generic art most of the time. It's very rare where you come across one that is different. So yeah, I thought it was cool. I liked the story. It was just kind of ridiculous and out there. Chainsaw Man ended up being one of those things where like I got into it because it was a fun read, and then I sat there and thought about it more and more and more. And even after the first Chainsaw Man Fictionology that we did, where it was just me, Rolo, and Muffler Tape, like I got more and more into it. I'm like, okay, there's a lot of stuff going on here. I think there's some actual like really good writing that you can pull out of this. It's not just some ridiculous story. Then of course, the anime came out after I had gotten into the manga. I was like, holy shit, okay, that's gonna be cool. Was really hyped for it. When it came out, I actually thought it was the better anime versus Demon Slayer Entertainment District. I actually liked the animation more for this than I did for Demon Slayer Entertainment District, which got me into some hot water with my friends, and they ultimately just like the conversation with that. Like you can find my Chainsaw Man review from there. I said that I didn't mention it being better than Demon Slayer specifically because at that time I'm like, all right, maybe I shouldn't stir the pot too much. But at this point, I don't care. I really loved the first season. I thought it was fantastic. They do a lot of good things with that. The music's great, and ultimately, I ended up getting into the manga and reading all the way through and getting current with it. So that's where we're at now.
Yep.
Muffler, do you want to go?
Sure, man. Yeah, I can. So, I have a little bit different experience, kind of similar in some ways, but different. So for me, at the time, I was still watching a lot of anime with friends. I still do that, but I did not really become aware of Chainsaw Man until the advertisement for the anime started kicking off, and I heard a lot of hype and buzz around it because of the performance the manga had, and so. For me, that's how I got introduced to it was through the anime itself as it was airing. And the first episode I thought was pretty solid in the series. And I was like, okay, this has a lot of potential. But the sheer absurdity and the humor that the episode 2 brought instantly hooked me. And then I'd been a fan ever since then. And what happened is
episode 2 is the testicle devil, right?
Yes. Yeah, that is correct.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Because I could talk about it later, but the idea behind it was I was like, oh, well, this is not going to be a Naruto situation, like we're establishing clear fucking boundaries right away. This is not a rivalry, okay? So I thought it was very interesting, but no, so I started watching it, and I don't know, I don't have a clear memory if I waited until after the season was over before I started reading the manga, or if I jumped ahead and started reading it about halfway through the season. I don't remember clearly because it sort of became a blur because the moment you hit the manga and you start from chapter 1, there's a few differences here and there, but the major thing is that it's just such a quick read, and the storytelling is so compelling that you don't want to put it down. And so from that point on, I have I got up to current, which was in the beginning stages of part 2 at that point, and then I've been current with it for years now. At this point, like I really enjoy the franchise. So yeah. What about you, Roman?
Well, so I kind of have it a little bit different from Crimson and Muffler because so I've heard about Chainsaw Man in our chat from Roland and Muffler and Crimson and Rolando and you know our friend Tammy, like everybody talked to me about Chainsaw Man. I've seen ads for it everywhere. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys. When I saw the concept, I thought that it was the stupidest thing that that like that could possibly ever be in an anime, right? But but what I will say is that I ended up really liking it, and I'm glad that I watched it because I got some enjoyment out of it. One, what I'll say is Denji is definitely me. I kind of, relate to that
He
simp
understands now why we called him
energy.
Benji so much.
Yep.
Yes. And so I actually relate to that a lot. I am kind of like Denji when it comes to my romantic life. That is very accurate. But I also will say though too that when it comes to anime, I'm trying to decide right now because this is what happens when you watch animes back to back. I see now why y'all are so like why it's like embedded in your brains why you all know so much. But I'm trying to figure out right now if I like the Dandadan fights better or if I like the Chainsaw Man fights better because there's some fights in Chainsaw Man, dude, the final episode where he has no arms and it's just his head, bro. And dude, that final fight on the train is crazy. So I'm a sucker for cool fights, man. And there are a lot of cool fights. And I think that a lot of the characters are interesting. I think that, you know, uh, like I know so Makima is my profile picture, but like low key, I kind of like Aki. Like him or Himeno might be my favorite characters, but we'll probably get into characters soon. But no, I got into this through my
He's
friends,
saying
and I'm
Aki is
glad
his
that
favorite character. Now we need a season 2.
Yeah, we do.
yeah
A season 2.
yeah
Yep.
yeah. Um, I'm just saying I'm really glad that I got into the show, and Denji's a better protagonist than Shinji. So yeah, there we are.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's one of those things where like you can sit there and look at it the surface level, like Denji, like surface level Denji is like he's a dick. He is. I mean, Aki's assessment of him is he's scum. He's just he's just degenerate scum who's there for a good time, and he doesn't
There's
have the
more to
heart
him
to
though.
commit to it. To commit to everything.
Yep.
Yeah, forget that Denji quite literally has that dog in him.
Yes.
And he's gonna
Yeah.
fight tooth and
Yeah.
nail to keep the life he's got because this is the best he's ever had it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people forget in episode 1 like how bad he was. He was selling body parts. He sold one of his nuts. Like, I mean, he
Well,
literally, yeah, he had a
He
lot
was
of problems.
15 and dying. Oh, we have someone here who is not Rolo. So roll intro,
Wow.
Muffler. Yeah.
All right, so we have proof that lightning sometimes can strike the same place twice. Our guest hails from the land down under, where he is just a little closer to saving Misato than the rest of us. Lethal lightning.
Hello.
Hey, how you
Yo,
doing, man?
Lethal, what's going on,
How
man?
you doing?
What's going
How
on?
you doing? Good to see you.
I could go
What's going on,
steal
man?
my brother's Chainsaw Man cosplay he wore to the movie the other day just to compete, but
They were
it doesn't
handing
fit on
these
my
out.
head.
They were handing these out at the movie last week.
What?
Dude, lucky bastard.
None of
Yeah.
the theaters in my area had anything like they showed Chainsaw Man. They didn't have any merch or anything. So like when me and my brother and my cousin went Sunday, and we came around, came out of the theater, and everyone wanted pictures of my brother because he had like the full on cosplay. He had made up the helmet and everything for himself out of cardboard and all that. And yeah, so
Sick.
it was a very fun experience. So glad you could make it, man. I know it was kind of like a tight time slot for you. Also,
that's all right.
Apparently, happy birthday from what I've been
Thank
hearing.
you. Thank you very much.
Happy
Woo!
birthday, sir. Happy
Thank you.
birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Well,
you.
you kind
Thank
of
you.
showed up right at the right time. So, what was your introduction to Chainsaw Man?
Oh, a few years ago, I remember seeing an image of, I didn't know what it was at the time, but it was the Bomb Devil. And I just saw this sketch of it posted on Instagram, and I thought, what the fuck is that? That looks really cool. And then from there, I just looked up more and more, and I'm like, I'm going to check this out. And I started to read it, and this was kind of around the time. Do you remember when they were advertising the anime, and they were like really hyping it? It was everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of around then, so I started to read it, and I reckon I just finished reading Bomb Devil arc, and then the anime came out, and I watched the first episode, and I'm like, I'm all in. I really like it. You know, I think the first season gets a little bit of a bad rap. The animation, I agree, the movie looks a lot more like the manga, but I still think it kind of gets trashed on a little bit too much.
So I had a pretty controversial take at the time when I watched Chainsaw Man, because if you'll remember, Demon Slayer's Entertainment District arc had just come out. I said I thought Chainsaw Man was better than that, in my opinion. It was just one of those things where, like, I said that and all my friends gave me like the death glare. I'm like, all right, well, now I'm rewriting an entire video script so that the entire internet doesn't bomb me for that one.
yeah, that would have been a controversial take.
But you know what? At this point, I don't care. I'm going to stand by it. I think Chainsaw Man season 1, I loved it. Thought it was better than Demon Slayer season 2. Fucking fight me, people. Come on.
Wow. Okay.
But yeah, and it does kind of like the animation did kind of get a lot of crap. I think it was particularly from people in Japan who were upset that it didn't imitate Fujimoto's like original art style. And like, I kind of get it, because on one hand, like when it comes to manga, I said this earlier, but I like when a series actually has like the rougher art designs, like the way Fujimoto does, because it feels more like hand drawn and personal when you're reading it. It feels like someone actually made it, versus you pick up a generic rom-com or whatever from any part of the internet, and it's like they all have the exact same, like, very clean, machined, almost mass-produced art style.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't hit the same as when something looks unique. It's just another part of it that ends up standing out. So I respect that. But saying that season 1 didn't look right, I thought it was a pretty good look for the series. The more realistic version of it.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I do think it was trashed on a little bit too much. But the movie definitely looks more like his art style.
Yeah, and I appreciate that.
Even right down to the fuck-ups.
I didn't really notice any like fuck-ups, but I guess I wasn't paying attention enough to actually...
In the movie, there's a part where the animation gets a little bit wonky, to put it lightly, and it's... Yeah, you saw it. Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, like, you could see, like, especially during the fights, that it got very loose. Is the best way I could say that. And yeah, it's very funny. I compared it to like One Piece, like Luffy almost, or something, where they get very wacky with the style on it and stuff.
They get very wacky. They have fun. That's probably the nicest way to put it. They have fun.
Mm-hmm. I guess that kind of brings us to like one of like the probably bigger topics, I guess, for that is just Denji as a character. And we are kind of already touching on this with like, you get a lot of people have a very like surface level interpretation of Denji. It was kind of funny to see Moist Critical come out and start talking about Denji, and everyone's like, the Chainsaw Man fandom is so cooked if this is considered the best dissection or best analysis of Denji's character. And it's like the most surface level kind of thing you can talk about how like he's manipulated because he doesn't have any experience in romance. How about we talk about the fact that this is a dude who has been so deprived of any sort of intimacy
stability
in life that the moment like he there's any sort of like chance a girl has some sort of feeling for him, he latches onto it, confusing like sex for intimacy or just any relationship and whatever. And
And
It's-
I mean, you have to think about it.
Go on.
Sorry.
Go on.
No. So I was just gonna say, like, do people not think about the fact that he's a teenage boy who kind of like what Crimson said, like he had a shit life before all of this. Of course, he's gonna want to live the life that he has, like, and like so Crimson is kind of like I told you on Friday. I search up stuff before we talk about it on Fictionology, and people say that Denji's a shallow character. And one, I don't think so. But two, like, what do you want him to do? Do you want him to be this like super like virtuous dude who's like, oh, you know what? I love the life that I live, but I'm not going to enjoy it. I'm gonna live the nice and like noble lifestyle. No, if you are in Denji's shoes, you're living the life that he is living. I have no problem with him being that he's what, 16? Of who doesn't want girls at 16, especially with what he had been through? Like, I'm sorry, people got to shut the fuck up. Seriously.
It's one thing to like, the titties, the pussy, and all that, but I think a lot of people also overlooked how he was actually living, where he was living.
Yeah.
It goes further beyond just intimacy and lust. The dude was living out of a trash can, selling his eyeball to pay off the Yakuza and still being broke. And then all of a sudden he gets this opportunity. And he talks about it quite a lot in the movie where he's like, I have my own place now. There's like, you sleep on the floor in your own place. He's like, fuck yeah, man, I'm balling. I get to eat food every day. It's just this massive step up.
Yeah.
Well, that's one of the things, like, for me, when I first got into this, and this is kind of why I've been enjoying doing YouTube a lot, is because it has helped me sort of, like, pay more attention to these details. When I first got into Chainsaw Man, I was kind of in that boat of, like, just, like, enjoying the surface level part of it. Cool fights, it's got some good humor, all that kind of stuff. Didn't really care much for Denji. And I think even back in, like, when I first met Muffler Tape, we were having these sort of back and forth, like, comparing Chainsaw Man to Jujutsu Kaisen. And at the time, I had said that I thought Yuji was a better character than Denji overall. At this point in time, I don't think the same thing, because I've had a lot more time to sort of like go through the series, read part 2 and all that, and it'll change your perspective quite a bit on
Oh, absolutely. Part 2, you're right. Part 2, Denji, you're definitely going to change your opinion. But part 2 Denji won't work without part 1 Denji.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Correct.
It's like it almost make reading part 2 right now, especially after that last chapter, I almost kind of want to go back and read through all of part 1 again, considering I have all that manga, and just be like, all right, let's go through the series again, refresh myself with everything that's happened, and see if like I have a different impression of it. Because going through like season 1, like we did for the whole Patreon thing for your channel, Roman.
Yep.
Well, it was interesting, even though I only have a hazy memory of that night due to the amount of alcohol I consumed.
That bit's going on my that bit's going up onto the main channel. I'm just gonna clip that part out and just post like the 20 minutes. It's gonna be so funny.
Well, of me shouting, of my drunk ass shouting at you guys.
It was pretty bad.
Exactly
In a funny
that.
Oh, bring it on. A lot of people get stuck in that mindset, and I don't really think you need to like critique or like badmouth people for like enjoying a thing at surface level. It's a completely acceptable way to go about it. But when that's all you ever see in a series, and you want to act like you know so much about it because you understand the surface level and can't get any deeper than that, or like put yourself in Denji's shoes and like realize like he's an interesting character because he is neither like good or bad. He kind of like just does whatever he wants. If being good gets him closer to something he wanted, like at the end of the Reze movie, where he's like doing all this stuff to be nice to her and everything, because he knows he'll feel guilty about turning her in or killing her. Versus when like there are certain scenes in part 2 where he's given an ultimatum of like, you could do this or this, and Denji chooses the third option because fuck you. He doesn't actually care about,
Interesting.
One thing that at least so far the manga does really, really well is I think this is a great example of how to do proper foreshadowing. Now I don't know how deep we're talking with spoilers, but
I will say Roman is old anime only. The rest of us are basically current.
okay, all right. So
Sorry, Alito.
we'll just say the main villain, the actual main overarching villain of season 1.
Yeah.
I do think it's pretty obvious, but there's a lot of little details that there's like a big fucking moment in the movie where like they pretty much spell it out for you, but it's probably going to go over your head until like you actually like recontextualize it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And part 2 had a reveal of one of the devils, a new devil, and it had a reveal, and it's
Okay.
yep, and it's like mind blowing. You're like, oh my god! But when you look back on it, you go, it's so fucking obvious. They basically tell you the whole time.
Fujimoto is very good at pulling the wool over your eyes, and then
Am I missing
surprise,
something?
and
I feel so like Roland and I were like talking about this on Friday. I feel stupid because y'all are saying that like, if you like look back on it, it's obvious. Am I stupid for missing it? Because like
No,
I
you
feel
haven't
stupid
finished
for,
it.
like,
You just said you haven't finished it.
I was gonna say
already
we weren't calling you stupid, and I specifically said to you on Friday that no, I wouldn't expect you to put all of this together because we have hindsight to our advantage. Like we have read over everything that this leads up to. So we have the conclusion in mind when we say that. You don't. You're at a complete disadvantage. You're not stupid for not realizing stuff.
correct.
It's fine.
It just goes to show that the story is well thought out in advance.
And another thing that I think that I've been thinking about in terms of that. So like we have our night and day villain. If you understand that, you'll probably keep up with this. But and like how the overall conflict between that villain and Chainsaw Man plays into season 1 is another thing that I find very interestingly put into perspective, because you then have the Gun Devil and his ally the Bomb Devil, and that explains a whole lot of what happens in season 1 and why that conflict is there.
Yes.
Okay, so
because once you understand Yoru, then it all kind of starts to come into perspective.
And you know what? I'll admit, wasn't a fan of Yoru at the start. It took me a bit to warm up, and now I'm like, fuck yeah, nah, cook.
And
are you guys cool if I pick your brains for a second here?
Oh, that's like the whole point of this.
Yeah,
man.
exactly, man.
You talk about Chainsaw Man.
We need your perspective. So shoot.
Do you guys think that this show / manga has better overall foreshadowing than Attack on Titan?
I think everything's better than Attack on Titan.
Yeah, I mean,
it's interesting because with Attack on Titan, I get the feeling like when I watched through it, and from what little bit of it I've read, that Isayama had the entire map of the story planned out when he started. He knew the things he wanted to do as he was going, and he was just kind of filling out random details as he did. With Fujimoto, perhaps it's just the way he writes, but it does kind of feel like he tends to just kind of write in a sense of chaos. It feels less planned out as you go through it, but then you can kind of look back at it and be like, okay, you know what? That actually tied in a bunch. Like there's a lot of stuff that ties in very well. I think agree. Attack on Titan's foreshadowing is very hard to rival. However, I think Chainsaw Man, the argument can be made very easily that Chainsaw Man does a good job of that.
I would say Attack on Titan is probably more fleshed out in its planning.
Yep.
But in terms of looking back over things, that's kind of hard to compare.
Fujimoto, because he's so crazy, I'll just use that expression, like he's a mad genius, okay, mad scientist, right? And he's in there as a mangaka, and he's working with all his pieces, and it when you go to read it, because I gave you the tools, Roman, all right, I expect you to read, But when you start reading it, like you'll notice that like it's so unpredictable, and the pacing for like the reveals and kind of how he has his story elements planned seems so out there that it's really hard to see it as fully planned out. And if it
Yeah.
is actually fully planned out, then he would have to be like god tier as far as an author is concerned at that point. In my opinion, yeah.
There's a bold take I have, and I've seen a few people agree. I've seen a few people disagree. Now, I'm not saying it's on the exact same level of hierarchy, but in the same ballpark. I firmly believe that once the anime catches up just to part one, right? Just finishes part one, the overarching main villain will have a spot at Griffith's table.
Oh, I already think
going to be
they are
hated. Just purely on how much this character is going to be hated.
I absolutely agree. Like
You agree?
100%.
Okay.
I have always thought that villain was like up in terms of just pure evil, up there with like Griffith and Show Tucker for how like absolutely repulsive they are.
Yeah, like someone that everyone's just going to come together and be like, I actually hate that character.
Mm-hmm.
So is season 2 going to be
Let's give you the holdouts.
Season 2. So is season 2 going to be the end of part 1?
No, I don't think so.
Given the we have like 3 arcs left, I think. There's International Assassins, then there is there is what I can't really name the next 2
it's too
because
big,
I don't want to give away too much. But like basically what we would probably see is season 2 would cover International Assassins and then the arc after that. And then they may just decide to milk it with like a second movie.
I hope not.
I kind of hope
not
because
too.
like I don't want the long period between like what we got with season 1 and the Reze movie.
Reze, I'm fine with as a movie because it's like 10 chapters. I'm fine with that. And this is kind of, sorry to get off topic a little bit, but this is kind of a bone I have to pick with Infinity Castle, where I just feel like it's generally being fucking milked, right?
Whereas I've been saying the same thing, man.
Something that's 10 chapters, but is a pretty substantial part of the story. I'm like, okay, movie that. And I think this turns into a broader issue where everything has to fall into this 12 episode per season bullshit. And you just end up, you go, it's not all going to fit. Could you imagine if they had to do the whole Cell saga in 12 episodes? It's just stuff like that kind of does my head in, but that's a larger issue I have.
I saw, just to really quickly call this out, like I saw Biggles gifting 5 memberships. Thank you. I appreciate that. We have a clip for that. But it doesn't say who they went to.
Yeah, that's correct.
Like it absolutely does not say who they went to.
It never does.
Some interesting speculation on season 2, since we are on that topic briefly. I was seeing some people online talk about the pacing would be perfect for it if it was just kept to a 13 episode season, because the final, like maybe 2 episodes could cover that final arc or whatever. Because they were mentioning about how, when you really think about it, it's the majority of what's left is just a lot of different fights and stuff, which, you could be able to get through that content fairly quickly. So, I mean, that's what I would hope they would do. However, this is MAPPA, and they have sunk a lot of money into the property because they do have like the soul, like they are everything. They are the production committee for Chainsaw Man. So, in my anticipation, they probably will try to milk it. I just hope that they don't do that, because the momentum for Chainsaw Man dies so quick, because those 12 episodes were like 2 or 3 years ago, and now we finally have a movie. It's like, well, how many more years are we going to have to wait till we get even close to the conclusion of part 1, where I think that tells the full story that'll bring people in and make them really understand how good this story is.
Is Fujimoto writing more?
Yes.
So is he writing more? Yeah.
Yeah, he's in part
2 right still going. It's still ongoing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I think we said part 1 ends
97.
97, you said?
Yeah, pretty sure it's 97.
Oh, I still got to catch up on Centuria. I forgot to do that today.
Oh, wow. So does that mean part 2 is already...
It's longer.
Yeah,
Yep.
wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we are at chapter 218 as of this week.
Okay, and I'm a little bit behind. Okay.
You have got to catch those latest chapters, man. They are a mind fuck. Like there's some wild shit happening right now.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really good.
There's a certain devil that falls down in part 2 that I'm really looking forward to seeing.
Oh well, that's a good moment. Okay.
To see that animated.
So another thing that I kind of have for speculation, and I want you guys to tell me, but we can like look back at this moment because I said this on Friday. I really think that Makima is a devil. Now, I think that the
what
signs
would
are all
make you
there.
think that? Why would a devil be in charge of devil assassinations?
Yeah, the organization.
Well. Okay, listen to me. 1, I don't trust people. 2, I don't trust women. 3, so 3.
Do you think she's a bit too controlling or something?
She blew those dudes' heads off. Okay. 4.
To be fair, they tried to kill her first.
That's correct.
I'm just
They
saying.
did.
She no one ever tells her no. She has this uncanny ability to get everybody to listen to her. And then at the end of the Rize movie, she pulls up with the mice and murders her. So she has some sort of a gift.
So let's just go through your parts. Let's go through your parts one at a time. Sorry, what was the first one?
So the first one was that I don't trust people. The second one was that I don't trust
that's
women.
a you thing. Oh well,
3.
Fair enough. 3.
She blew those dudes' heads off, right? 4. She's able to get people to agree no matter what happens. And then 5, she pulls up at the end of the Rize movie with those mice. Like,
so she's the mouse demon.
What?
She's the mouse devil?
Are you there, bud?
He was there. He's been talking this whole time.
I don't know what she would be. I just
okay, there we go. That's a fucking delay. All right.
Got
So
some,
what, you
got
think
some
she's
bad
got,
storms
like-
over there in Pennsylvania,
I
bud?
think
So you mentioned how like people just obey
well,
what she says all the
actually-
time, right?
yeah.
She is a bit controlling. But
Am I
guess
onto
that's
something?
the perks of being the boss. No, she's
I just gotta-
I just spoiled it for you. She's the mouse devil. She can control mice.
I have to say, like, it's really interesting to what was it? It's very interesting to see how there's a lot of parallels between part 1's villain and part 2's overarching villain. In like particularly just the
Yes.
but that's the thing is a lot of people were pointing out over the weekend that part 1's villain tends to co-opt everyone else's behavior and speech. They tend to imitate people a lot, which puts certain parts of Chainsaw Man, like the anime, especially like in the movie, in some very interesting perspective.
Yeah.
Okay.
Much because there's a certain scene where someone behaves almost exactly like another character for a very long period of time.
Yes, there is.
It becomes like once you understand, like they're just like constantly imitating people. It's like, oh shit, that's kind of fucked.
Wait, so
Question for Roman, just out of curiosity, because I'm not caught up on everything. How do you feel about the character of Power?
So 1, I really like Power, but 2, Lethal. You mentioned something earlier, and I don't know if you're leading me on, but let me put my full theory out there right now.
All right.
Maybe not control devil, but I think Makima's like the succubus devil. Something like, close to it.
Just suck the life right out of you, that's for sure. Holy shit.
Oh my gosh, oh, sign me up.
Yeah.
No, I
No,
literally
so-
told you
so-
she's the mouse devil.
So
How
so,
you control a
so
bunch of mice like that?
yeah, right. So I like the character of Power. I think she kind of reminds me a little bit of a female Crimson. So I think
What?
that might be why.
Excuse me.
Hey, I only
Excuse
thought
me.
about fucking
Wow.
Crimson once when he was asleep. That she is not at all like that.
I'm saying
Look, are you
she's
saying that I don't shower? Are you
no,
saying that I'm
no.
racist? Are you
Well,
Yeah.
saying
Yes. Yes.
we're saying that you bribe people to touch your boobs for
America?
Oh my god. Dude. Okay, so
No.
here's something funny. Go ahead,
that's a
Robin.
wild comparison.
No. So
It has to do with the
I
whole troll party thing, right?
yes. Yes.
I was
No. So
literally getting that because of that one scene in season 1 where she's like, "I'm going to raise income tax to 100% to ensure
No,
maximum
so-
suffering for mortals."
So I think she's hilarious. But what was the other girl's name? The one that cried for the whole season? I think she's a whole lot funnier.
Kobani?
Kobeni.
Yes.
Kobeni.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
no. Kobeni is like one of those like few characters who is simultaneously you must protect her, but at the same time she'll fucking kick your ass.
And
Yeah.
Do
and
not
she's
mess
in like
with Schizo
everything
Kobeni.
now. That she's like the default design for a female character now.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Look
a little bit.
at I haven't seen the latest season of Sakamoto Days, but I'm like, bro, that's his fucking wife.
Yeah, that's true. Yep. 100%, man. Yep.
It's also very funny to me that Kobeni's car is a much more popular character than Kobeni.
Wait, what?
They did a popularity poll for Chainsaw Man characters, and Kobeni's car scored higher than Kobeni herself.
No shit, really?
Yeah, for real.
If they do part 2, you'll probably understand it.
Man.
Sorry, not part 2. If they do a season 2, I should say it that way.
Piggybacking a little bit about Power really quick. So would it surprise you, Roman, if I told you that Fujimoto based her character in part on Cartman? Would that surprise you at all?
No.
I did not
No.
know that. Holy shit.
No.
Yeah, that's
No.
yeah,
That would not
like
shock
a
me.
female version of Cartman.
So this is another thing that I picked, now that we're like specifically talking about Power. This is another thing that like I picked up off the internet over the course of like the movie airing and everything. So they say that fiends, which Power is the blood fiend, are basically what happens when a devil possesses a corpse.
Correct.
You don't have to answer this question, but why would the naked corpse of a woman just be laying around for a devil to possess?
I could tell you the original fan theory and the new theory on retrospect, which I happen to agree with a little bit more of now. What I want to hear you, Roman, and maybe you, Lethal.
Crimson, can you pose that question again so that I can fully like answer it?
Okay, so in order to become a fiend, a devil has to possess a corpse. So the violence fiend is the violence devil possessed a corpse. The shark fiend, the shark devil possessed a corpse. They kind of have similar abilities to Denji, but they have specific limitations. So why would the blood fiend, as per Power's backstory, be a woman running around in the forest naked?
Maybe she was put there.
By who?
Because this all goes back to my theory, because why would Makima be working on her throughout all of the Rize movie? Unless she put her there. This has all been orchestrated. Makima is the one. She is in charge of she is the main villain of everything. I am telling you.
You're sounding like
now,
a conspiracy nut.
He's over here like with the tinfoil hat on.
Yeah.
He's like got the whiteboard and everything. He's got like red strings run over. Like, you gotta believe me, there are gremlins in this office.
Never cook again. They'll get that
put the fries in the bag, bro. Just put the fries in the bag.
I think that she was put there. Because why would you willingly just lay down for like, why would you lay naked in a forest? That's stupid. No, she was put there.
So-
let me put it to you this way. You're not thinking fucked up enough.
Correct. You have to understand Fujimoto's tortured mind, okay? The mind of a dude that would literally eat a decaying goldfish, okay? All right. So, okay. So I'll tell you, my original theory was because the blood came out of her wrists whenever she manifests weapons. I thought that she had unalived herself. We'll keep it YouTube friendly, okay?
Yeah, and then
like,
that poses the question of, okay, why did she go out there and unalive herself without clothes on?
Correct. Which then that would be maybe somebody did something to her and then dumped the body, something along those lines.
Yeah. Let's just go with
theory.
the favorite no word of YouTube that rhymes with grape.
Yeah.
Drapes.
Damn, I didn't even
Yes.
think of that part.
There are a lot of these like fucked up implications that like come out of Chainsaw Man when you start to kind of like think about it. And
You know,
there
when I was
again
in,
is like you start thinking about our day and night villain from episode or from part 2, and like the day side looks a lot like Denji, and the night side it looks a lot like someone else. Or when you start analyzing their characters.
A lot like someone else. When I was in Japan last year, we went and did it was like one of those 4D movie things. I never did that, and it was at the
Is that the
Universal.
one where they give you like the scent sticker or whatever?
Yeah, yeah, and there's like little sprays that come out and shit. And it was a Chainsaw Man one, and it was Denji, Power, Aki, and someone else.
Just spray you with a skunk whenever Power is on screen.
And they were at the cinema that we're actually at, and devils attack, and they end up in like a big fight, and they destroy all of Universal fighting the devils, and there's like the heads are coming at you in 3D, and the blood splatters coming out and shit. Personally, I was disappointed it didn't spray on me when Makima was on the screen, but apart from that, it was pretty cool.
You wanted to be Makima scented by the time you were done.
Oh,
there,
yeah.
huh?
I mean, I don't blame you, homie. Same here, but
I remember them making those soaps now because of the movie and stuff too, and I'm kind of surprised. I don't think there wasn't a Makima one there. I don't think there or I
think
know that
they
there wasn't
had
Power. Like no Power.
They didn't have Power.
Yeah.
I think they
Well, that's
had
'cause she
Denji,
doesn't bathe.
Makima, Aki, and Rize.
Okay.
I
So
think
they
that's
do
what they
have the
had.
two. That hey man, if you really like it, Roman, that's like $33 or some odd dollars for a bar of soap, and then you can just
you can pay Moist Critical $33 to smell like an anime character,
quote unquote. I don't blame them for merching. It's cool. But,
No, and it's the exact same thing the anime community needs right now, because if you ever go to just don't go to a convention if you don't want to smell it.
Y'all some stinky fucks.
But no, it's always very fun, like for me to try and like sit down and be like, all right, what is going on in Fujimoto's head? Because a lot of the powers can be like divided into okay, this is very blatant. I know what's going on here. Like Chainsaw Devil. All right. He rips things up. He sprouts chainsaws out of his body. That makes sense. Or like the Shark Devil. It's just a mutant shark. All right. Got it. Cool.
Some of them are very just X-Men like as well.
Mm-hmm.
Abstract too.
I was going to say some of them are in the this is very metaphorical, like the Falling Devil. Like that one, like it's pretty on the nose as far as like how metaphorical it is, but it still falls into that category of like there's a very clear representation of a concept with this character. And then there are those that are just like, all right, Fujimoto's just writing fucking bullshit for this one, isn't he? And that is several characters across this. Like, how does that devil have that power? That makes no fucking sense.
You also ask a lot of questions about the devil hunters themselves, because again, last time we had this, Roland was on here, which he still is somehow not here. Maybe he has 8 minutes to make it on time, But the thing is,
No,
is that
he asked when he DM'd in our DM group
yeah.
if it was 7:30 or 7 o'clock EST. So he is an hour late right now. I just texted him saying, "Where the fuck are you?"
Yeah. So, but the thing about it is that, like, so he has like theories about Kobani's, who she's contracted with and stuff, right? Because it's not just the devil's powers; it's also like some of these hunters, like, well, how are they so powerful? Like, what are they contracted with? Like, you've seen in part one so far, Roman, about like Kishibe, for example, right? He's like, oh, I'm the most powerful.
Yeah.
Devil hunter there is in the world and stuff, right? And like it's never really revealed like if he has a contract with somebody, because he probably does, but it's never like actually
Doesn't he say
stated.
he had contracts with like the Claw Devil and the Fang Devil at some point?
I don't remember hearing that. I have to go back and reread part one. Okay, I think
I
that's
think
probably the
he
only
says
place.
something about it when he's talking with Quan Chi.
Okay, but so like with a couple of these different characters, that is some absurd shit too. It's just as crazy as just some of the actual devils, in my opinion.
I mean, I knew that this show was going to be crazy when I saw a tomato devil. But I also think, though, too, that there is a cool part about this, guys. I've never seen an anime, hell, a show, where the bad guys were, like, solely based off people's fears. That's a really cool concept, where, like,
I'm glad you said that.
Yep.
Because
like could have a fear of hats, and there's a hat devil. You could have a fear of wristbands. There's a wristband devil. You could have a fear of pens. There's a pen devil.
There is a I believe it's a goose devil in part 2.
Yes.
There is a goose devil.
Right.
Now I can say something that's going to piss people off. It's because they're actually devils, unlike Demon Slayer, where they're fucking vampires, really.
Yeah, that's kind of a fair point. That's
now that you say that, yeah, they're basically just vampires.
They're vampires. Vampires are cool, but they're not devils.
They're vampires that just don't have the ability to turn into bats.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of tragic backstories, and then some of them you just don't give a shit about because they're just that evil. But still,
but like I think it's cool though. I think it's cool though that like the concept of it is that someone in the universe feared this thing, so then therefore they turn into a devil, or like there's like a devil formed because of it.
Well,
what do you think?
And I brought this up earlier, like the comparisons to like Jujutsu Kaisen. This isn't the only series to kind of use that concept, but it definitely does it in the most fun and interesting way from everything I've seen. So like Jujutsu Kaisen's whole power system is built on negative emotion, and all of the cursed spirits represent like fears or things that humanity has feared. So like there is a cursed spirit for like volcanoes, for the ocean and everything. And there's even one for mankind. But Chainsaw Man has been by far like the better version of that because it has used it more thoroughly throughout its world. And it's more so focused on like the actual like devils themselves than Jujutsu Kaisen was on the cursed spirits.
Yep. Sorry, Muffle Tape, you were going to say something?
I was just going to ask Roman a question on what he thinks some of the most powerful devils would be. Like what are some of the things you think people fear the most?
Well, obviously guns. Probably the dark. I'm going to predict that there is a drowning devil at some point. The bomb devil. I think people fear being controlled. So there's probably a control devil out there. I think that there is a fear of there's probably like a fear of bugs, so there's gonna be like a spider devil. I think that there's probably somewhere out there like a fear of like there's some loser dude who is like afraid of women, and there is a woman devil for sure. 1,000%.
Earlier you said you don't trust women.
There is like a woman devil. I don't.
All right. To interrupt really quick, we have our final panelist who showed up nearly an hour late.
Yeah, this ain't even fashionably late at this point. Our resident Bleach and Halo aficionado, who also sings
I'm the Halo
strange.
guy.
Well,
We have two
of you
Halo
then.
and Bleach guys. Okay.
Who sings strange sea shanties about lewd anime. This would be Roland.
Motherfucker, you were supposed to be here an hour ago. What the fuck happened?
So, first of all, Roman, thanks for the phone call. That would have been great. Second of all,
With us, what are you talking about?
I was sitting actually on StreamYards for like an hour and a half before this, watching the only 2 episodes that matter from Star Wars Visions that came out. And those are the only 2 continuations that actually looked cool from the original one. And I had an alarm set for 7:10. That alarm was set for AM, apparently. So I fucked myself.
You serious?
Yeah, I fucked myself.
Well, you're here now. That's all that matters. So,
Where we at, boys? Where we at? What's up?
to get us a little bit back on track, my brother came into my room the other day and showed me a video about the birth devil theory.
Oh, okay. Well, like,
Birth devil theory?
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a whole theory about this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is something. Are you familiar with it, Lethal?
The newest one?
No,
I don't know. I don't know.
The birth devil theory.
No.
Oh, okay. I wish I could like tell Roman to like stifle himself or something for a second.
We all know
But-
I'm gonna read this for a while.
So there's a theory going around that like not all devils are presented correctly. You know, they're really metaphorical at times, right? So like one of the most important devils that we've been with, like pretty much, you know, close to the whole show, there's a theory that they're actually not what they are. They're actually a different devil. Okay. And this theory would actually explain a lot when it comes to the power of like erasing concepts and different things like that, where, you know, if you ingest it, you know, and stuff, then that's like, you know, removing it from existence, basically. Like it's the opposite of creation. And it also goes back to the original use of one of the hybrids, you know, one of their, you know, their devils that they're partnered with actually goes back to one of their original uses in history as well, which would make total sense if, you know, Fujimoto's just a crazy bastard who was a nut. Yeah.
I was reading it while you were talking and I read ahead a little bit.
Yeah.
So this actually makes sense.
Yeah, dude. It's a wild ass theory, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, not to get like too deep into it. It's just one of those things where like I had to sit there and be like, maybe it's interesting.
Maybe.
I didn't want to spoil him too much.
I'm actually kind of convinced.
Is there so if we're talking about devils being based off fears, there has to be a god devil, right? Because
No,
That's one
there
of
are
the
probably
theories.
some
Okay.
people.
Hold on, Roman, because there is confirmed a hell devil.
Yes.
So that's a thing.
Don't you
So
go-
God
Okay.
devil, we haven't seen anything. Angel devil, we have. So we have angel and hell. But also at the same time, there's also got to be like a human devil as well.
Yo, Roman, don't you go stealing my fucking theory here, buddy. I swear, yeah, muffler tape, like you know that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah.
Like, okay, I came up with this shit years ago because of Angel. Like,
I didn't know that, bro. Okay, sorry.
You like talked about it on Friday. What are you talking about?
I don't remember a whole lot about Friday, so
Oof. He had his mind on some other stuff.
Yeah, that's true. So excuse me, need some water. So if there's enough people that are afraid of angels that powerful, then quite literally just by the quote that most humans know, which is by the fear of God, would there not be a god devil? And then by proxy, there should also be a devil and a Satan devil. And my theory behind what this is that God does exist in the world of Chainsaw Man, and basically all of the devils that we know of that we've met throughout everything from the tomato all the way up to everything that we know, Lethal and everybody else who's read the manga. What if they are angels? We call them devils, but what if they're like, I believe that they're here to keep humanity in check. And now that you have,
I don't think so.
well, hold on, not necessarily in that way, but they're there for a reason, right? If there is a god devil, then therefore they're there for a reason, right? But you now have humanity breaking the laws, for lack of a better term, by where we're at. Right? I'm trying to do this without spoiling anything. They're breaking the laws by deleting concepts.
Okay.
Okay, so that goes against the laws of God. Humanity is now playing God. Who would that pick?
Technically, it was an angel that did it first, but
That's what I'm
by your concept. Okay,
Well, there's actually some like interesting things to add to that, like with the latest chapter. A certain someone has decided to go rogue and do his own thing. Yes. So it isn't just one or two of the involved parties in this latest conflict that were taken out. He just decided, you know what? Fuck all of you.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that the whole like God is going to come and set humanity right thing is going to happen. Given that some fuckery just went down.
I don't think it's going to be setting it right. I think it's going to be, I'm sick and tired of you fuckers. Boom.
Well, that's a very Fujimoto thing, yeah.
I could, if you revealed to everybody that like hell was real and that, like the hell devil exists and stuff like that, because I don't think the normal population really knows that much about devils. In my opinion, I would say that the government probably keeps a tight lid on that shit to keep people from freaking out, and stuff, because, I could see it being where that could spawn, like their collective fear could generate one if one hadn't already existed yet and stuff, so I could see it happening as a result, because we're still dealing with Nostradamus's prophecy right now. And that prophecy, like there's a lot of moving pieces in it, and a lot of those are biblical in nature. And so I could definitely see there being a God component to it. I just don't know if it's what people are thinking right now. That's the best way I can say.
I don't necessarily disagree with that. The kind of where I'm going with it is that like it still does fall in line with the prophecy, but I don't think that you need people to necessarily know in order to be afraid of it.
I mean, are you talking like rapture, maybe?
I'm talking like,
because I could see
atheists are afraid of hell.
Yeah. Well, because
I was gonna say I don't think the rapture, like a rapture devil, would be as powerful as you think it would, because that's only like Christians who would believe in something like that.
Correct.
Sounds like a shitty falling devil.
Yeah, basically.
Apocalypse devil, maybe.
Well, yeah.
Well, there's kind of, without spoilers, there's a handful of them.
Yeah, that's true.
I was about to say there are quite a few devils actually that would be considered an apocalypse devil.
Yeah.
So then, am I incorrect? So then, am I like incorrect in my understanding though that there has to be a devil for every fear in this universe? Because unless I misunderstood Roland, when we started watching this, he was like, if someone has a fear of something, there is a devil for it. It's just that it may not be as strong if less people fear it.
Some get lumped together. So like, let's just put this in a perspective that is easy to understand. So like, the gun devil represents all kinds of guns, right? There isn't like a specific like rifle devil or a specific handgun devil.
Yeah, you got to think more broad.
Yeah,
a lot of these. So a lot of like specific fears get lumped in under like the broader categories. There are some I think that do like I think get like their own specific fears because they become so like powerful, so broad. Like the fact that some people do mention like like just the concept of Nazis in here, the way it's mentioned in the scene that it's talking about and like all the context to it implies that there was a Nazi devil at one point.
Yes.
Yep.
There, likely during World War II, and it was probably really
And
powerful.
That's a hyper specific fear. That would you could lump it under like a humanity devil, or you could lump it under like a authoritarian devil or a government devil or something like that. But the Nazis got their own representation.
How do you, a bit off topic, but I don't know about you, but I really like how this is set in the past.
Me too.
Like in the late 90s, yeah.
Makes
Yeah.
it perfect. No cell phones. Perfect.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So then what you guys are basically saying is that for a devil to be on its own, it has to have kind of a strong enough
It has to be built different.
Yes.
Has to be
literally.
built
I think there's some loose
So-
definitions to it because like the goose devil doesn't fall under the bird devil, right?
Or the animal devil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And though, but
How
like,
the hell is there a tomato devil? How in the hell is there a tomato devil then? Are
Some
people just
people-
afraid
look-
of tomatoes?
I had an English teacher who had an irrational fear of pomegranates.
Yeah, but it could just be as simple as someone having, like, for example, I'm allergic to avocado. So if someone offers me some food and it has avocado, I'm like, nah, fuck off, get away from me. So that could be enough to stem an avocado devil.
Shellfish, like any
Exactly,
of the
yeah.
strong, peanut butter.
This is one of those times where I think Fujimoto does just kind of play fast and loose with it. Like, if he wants there to be a devil for something, there will be a devil for something.
Absolutely.
If he wants
We've
to lump
already,
it under something else, then he will.
we've already put more thought into this than he has. He's, fuck, I want a tomato devil. Fuck you.
And
What's an easy devil for Denji to defeat in the first chapter?
the muscle devil,
Say,
Yeah.
listen, I don't like tomatoes.
which that got cut from the anime, but yeah.
So then let's just break this down a little bit more then. So then
No, that's the problem. It's been broken down too much.
if one person has one singular fear of like
The autist devil strikes again.
The autism devil.
if someone is scared
Isn't
of
that just
fish,
Maza though?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is
Oh,
it-
yeah. All will
would
tremble.
there be if someone like
Should've had him
becomes
today.
I was there. I
irrationally
was
afraid of-
listening.
if someone becomes irrationally afraid of fish, would there be a fish devil made?
There is one in the show.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
is
I mean, it's a
fish devil.
shark called
In the
Bean.
show. No, there's literally a fish devil. They kill it. They
Oh
kill
yeah,
it.
that's true. Yeah, because there's also like a sea urchin devil too that power just instantly
No,
fucking
like,
obliterates. So yeah.
I'm saying if someone's like afraid of starfish or something, would like
Are
what
you afraid of starfish?
one singular
No, he
if
loves
one
the
singular
starfish.
person
Chocolate starfish.
if
I'm more of
one
a wet
singular
sock
yes
guy.
facts.
Same thing.
If someone was deathly afraid of starfish, would there be a starfish devil?
I don't
created,
fucking know. It's
even
just
if it was-
whatever he needs at the time. Like in like the broader concept, we can go, certain things like war and bombs and disease and all that type of stuff. Like, yeah, sure. But where we get down to like the nitty gritty autistic details, it's just fuck it. I need a tomato devil, or wouldn't it be
at
funny
that
if there was a
point-
chicken devil?
And this is why I don't think I give like Fujimoto as much credit for like the foreshadowing as I did Isayama, because where Isayama's feels very intentional, Fujimoto's more so feels like he's very good at keeping track of what he's doing, and as he's writing on the fly, he's just like, oh well, this actually ties into everything I did earlier, so why not do the story this way?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, here's some autism for you. His foreshadowing is so fucking good that he throws a curveball like a tomato devil, so we get too caught up into the nitty gritties of a tomato devil that we actually miss the main villain that just walked right past us.
Yep. Yep.
But will someone explain this fucking tomato to me?
True.
Yeah, he's such a fucker when it comes to it, dude.
I'm personally convinced that Fujimoto reads every fan theory specifically so that he cannot write them just to fuck with people.
He definitely does. He's such an asshole with it. He has to, right? Like, he has to.
He's like, you're not going to predict my shit, you fuckers. I'm going to read every one of your theories. I'm going to make sure I don't write whatever it is you're thinking.
P.S. Love you.
I mean, because the most recent chapters prove that. Like, his curveballs are so out of left field. There's there's memes of the cycle, the Fujimoto cycle, and it's like, okay, like let him cook, like pain. It goes through that, and then like what the fuck just happened, more pain or whatever, and then let him cook again or something like that. It goes through 4 stages, and without fail, it's perfect every time. So yeah,
let him cook, pain, peak, what the fuck, repeat.
Yeah, that's it. Yep.
Let him, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I don't know if he mentioned it already, but he got to experience a little bit of the Fujimoto pain.
Oh, now he wants in.
Except when it's Denji, then it's just pain, pain, pain.
Rolando, you have the link. It's in the group.
Yeah, just check the group chat.
Get in here, you Spanish fuck.
You damn Texan, you get in here, buddy.
Untaco me.
The group needs their diversity higher. They need
I fell in love with a Mexican girl.
Rolando needs a profile picture that's a really shittily photoshopped me with a poncho and a sombrero on.
We just take like some generic Mexican and we Photoshop your face onto him and then a poncho over top of that.
Someone do that, please. Someone do that, please. That'd be so funny.
Roman, did you see the you got Makima? Did you see the Makima picture that somebody put?
And not safe for work.
Yeah.
I don't think I should brag, and I say this as probably an insult to myself. I am extremely confident in saying that I have more Makima pictures on my phone than all of you combined.
I have no doubt, given our back and forth, just gooning in the DM.
Yeah, we have goon sessions.
I may or may not have downloaded that picture that was sent into the NSFW chat.
Wow. Okay, stay with that for later. All right.
Anyway,
I'm scared to open my fucking phone in public.
Oh my god! Family gathering, you start looking over your shoulder.
He's just a loading.
Yeah, proof that not all diversity is bad diversity. How you doing, Roland? Rolando, sorry. Yeah.
It's fucking 7:45 and I'm still at work, bro. What the fuck?
He's out here on screen. He is slacking off, man.
Fucking eat my burrito.
Eating the sandwich. My man's eating a sandwich.
He said, "Fuck this! I'm getting on."
I'm going on to 14 fucking hours here, bro.
Holy shit, bro.
14 hours is crazy.
To kind of bring it back to like the Chainsaw Man stuff, like there are a lot of good characters, like the characters that you can like really get into, really like, and Fujimoto's a fucking rat bastard, and I hate his guts because he makes me like so many characters that he then just slits their throat.
Yeah.
Yeah, Game of Thrones. Yeah. The first couple seasons of Game of Thrones were like that.
And you'd think I'd learn my lesson from like these sorts of like series where you're just going to suffer, but no, I continue to watch and read tons of stuff that is just suffer.
Oh man, we're fucking Berserk fans.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Speaking of which, my brother made me a life-size replica of Dragon Slayer that I got back here.
Oh, that's sick.
That's a good man.
That's cool. That's cool.
Well, I think like one of the characters, and this kind of goes into a question I have for Lethal since I didn't get a chance to ask it to him yet. One of the characters that somehow survives everything is Kobeni. Lethal, who do you think she's contracted with? Because we still don't know.
Oh shit, I don't know. I think she's just very fucking lucky. She's a luck devil.
Yeah,
That's what I said, dude. I said it's luck.
Monkey paw style. Monkey paw
luck.
style. She just witnesses horrible shit happening around her all the time, but she's always like able to survive and stuff, you know.
And
Considering how much she just full blown panics. Oh shit! She's got like autism where
She's
she
lucky
drops
enough
her
not
phone
to
and
settle her
freaks out.
body off.
But
Yep.
she also is able to sprint down the Snake Devil and also fuck up Katana Man and the Snake Chick
Yep.
at the same time. Random, like with a burst of speed, she gets these crazy ass attacks that she can
Well,
do.
She also wouldn't be working so directly under Makima unless there was something to it.
And when they were at the bar, she says, "My name is Kobeni. I'm 20, and my devil that I'm contracted with is it's a secret."
Well, let me put it this way. Given the way like Fujimoto writes, I wouldn't put it past it to be like the bad luck devil or something like that, because who fears good luck? Bad luck, though, like
Yes, I have
let's
a
talk
friend.
specifically like to back this up, like the future devil and the
Okay.
way he goes about like making his contract with Aki and everything. I want to bear witness to what happens to you because I think it's going to be entertaining. You're
gonna go
going
out
to
in
die in the worst way possible.
Yep.
I feel like Kobeni is kind of like in a similar situation where like being contracted with the bad luck devil means like you'll make it out of every situation, but you're going to go through hell every
guys
day
think
of your
about it,
life.
Yeah.
If you
Think
guys
she
kind of think
sacrificed
about
her
it,
dignity?
Oh, sorry. Yes, sir. Did
no,
you have one?
well, I was just gonna say, if you guys think about it, Aki kind of signed up for a Death Note. If you actually kind of think about it,
He used the sword. That is his death note.
Mhm.
right? No, but like, he basically has like the deal of like a Shimigami kind of sort of. If you actually like really think about it, so, but I wanted to say, so like, Benny, that's an interesting thing, Roland, because you missed it earlier,
Yeah,
but I was
get on the way.
telling
Niñas,
I was
what the
telling
hell?
the
You might need to mute him with the background stuff when he's not talking.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
probably true.
I was
Yeah.
I was telling the fellas about Makima and my theory about Makima. And it's kind of odd how Kobeni said that her devil's a secret, the one that she's contracted with. So I'm just saying the pieces for me are all falling into place for Makima being the succubus devil. I'm just saying. My pieces are all falling into place.
So
yeah.
what I gotta say is the same thing that I said to you on Friday. Is that yes. I'm going to tell you that every woman that goes near Denji in Chainsaw Man is a succubus devil. There you go. I think that's a little bit too broad.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
Like-
dude, don't say that about Himeno, okay? She was better than that.
I was about to say,
I
I don't know if Himeno is a succubus, more so she's just hot and drunk.
Yes, but let's be honest here.
Let's be honest here. If she got on top of you and said, "Let's fuck," you would.
Well, yeah. I mean, we're talking. So,
Eye patch and
as
all.
a man, do you really?
You stop it with the eye patch, Roman, okay? Stop it, all right? Leave the eye patch on.
He's the one who's out here like,
Oh.
it's just another orifice.
Yeah, exactly. Just stop it.
Any hole is a goal.
I mean, listen,
Anyway,
they said that the human body has 8. She has 9. I mean, hey, look, hey.
Put the fucking skull fuck.
Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
but,
Sorry.
all
Continue.
right,
Sorry,
all right.
sorry.
I don't think that a succubus devil would be all that much powerful because I think most people don't fear it. They're like a devil that wants to fuck. Hell yeah! And then it kills you, and you're like, ah!
Roland,
But,
are you gonna
we're-
sit
we're
here
like
and
after
tell me
that.
that Makima is not a like she has to be something, bro? She has to be some sort of a devil.
Why do you
She
think
She has to
that?
be something.
So yes, but I think you're thinking too broadly. It's not a concept. That's a
well,
D&D.
devils can get.
All women are devils.
Exactly.
That's true.
That's basically what Roman
Devils
said.
don't have to be concepts. Like a gun is an item. That's like an actual thing.
Yeah,
Correct.
that's true. But
War is a concept.
Yeah, but I feel like succubus is too.
The
on the
sword,
nose.
the chainsaw, those are objects. So it doesn't have to be just a concept. I don't think succubus, though, is ever going to appear.
Yes, but what I'm saying about that is, if that is way too on the nose for him, and if you have like, let's say we don't know anything about Makima, we don't know anything about Rize, we don't know anything about either of them. We don't know anything about who's in part 2, right? It's the chick in part 2. We don't know anything about them, right? So let's say we don't know anything about them except for the way that they treat Denji. All 3 of them would fall in line under succubus devil if we don't know who they're contracted with. All 3 of them. Which is why I think you got to think a little bit broader. Because there's multiple characters that if you don't know... Like, Rize would be succubus devil if you didn't know she was bomb.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
that actually brings up a very interesting concept that I want to touch on a little bit tonight. Was like, I think like there are some series that just don't have like solid villains and survive off of like their like heroes as like for their cast. Like Chainsaw Man really does thrive with having good villains.
Yeah, it does.
Yes.
Like, it thrives off of having like a really good new villain for each arc, or old villain, I guess, in some cases, or like the overarching villains for everyone is pretty good. I think there are there's just kind of a lack, I guess, of like villains that are just like straight up like full on psychotically evil. So like part 1 does that pretty good. You have a lot of like just straight up monsters for your villains. Part 2, it gets a little bit more interesting because, like I said, you have night and day, and that's kind of an interesting concept in the way like it looks very similar to like Denji and a certain other character that we will not mention yet.
Yeah, there's somebody in part 2 that I really wanted to freaking die, and now he is finally.
I just off of that, I know who you're talking about.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. He's got a ponytail, a piece of shit.
Yeah, agreed. Well, Lethal's a little bit
Dude, when they go to the conveyor belt sushi bar, that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, no, that was.
Oh, I've done that part. I've read that part.
So,
yeah, because you know about the reveal for the
church,
you know, the stomach.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, you're pretty
well.
close.
Yeah, that's also when they get there's a big church reveal there too.
There's another thing that was like a point. I guess I shouldn't say that one because it gets into like heavy spoilers, that whole topic. So you know what? Ignore what I just said. I don't want to say too much for Roman's sake, but
better be reading this.
Read it. He's a liar.
Liar. You brought him here to destroy me.
Liar.
You take 2 months off. You best be reading Chainsaw Man in them 2 months. All right.
You will not take her from me.
I will go into the new year knowing everything that happens. So if you guys get a text being like, "What the hell?" you'll know why.
Okay. Yeah, you better put that in Discord.
But yeah, I mean, like right down to the fit and finish, we've kind of talked about this a little bit with the animation style and all that, but like with this series, like right down to the fit and finish, the art style is amazing, but I think it's very well written overall. Like I appreciate that even if he's not foreshadowing it, Fujimoto is still like tying things back into earlier concepts in the series. He's not completely forgetting about everything and is regularly bringing up something, even if it's not directly saying stuff that is important to what happened in previous installments.
Yeah.
But then you can get into like some really like cool, like just production value stuff, like with music, like with animation. This was one where like I've never really particularly been like with anime in general. I've never really been a particularly huge fan of CGI in anime because oftentimes it looks very distractingly obvious. And I mean, I could talk your ear off about how much it frustrates me seeing all the mocap stuff with wand dance. But with Chainsaw Man, I thought they did a pretty good job of using CGI in this one. Now you still can pick it out, but like in like more intense fight scenes and stuff, it's pretty good because it doesn't look too bad and everything is going on so like fast that like, it's so intense that like it all ends up blending in pretty well.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say something, Lethal.
Oh no, sorry, I was just agreeing.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah, you're right.
So on that, this is something that's kind of funny. I happened to be watching Nerdrotic's live stream on Monday night, Nerdrotic night, and he was going live. I was watching it after our show, and somebody super chatted about like the box office in general. He was like, "Well, it looks like anime is winning again," and he goes, "And this is one that because I gotta be honest, I really like the art style." He's like, I might have to get into Chainsaw Man because it looks really fucking cool. And I was like, go do it, bro. I was like, do it, Gary.
It's funny to hear that because I remember a time like back when I was first getting into anime and I was still watching Friday Night Tights and stuff. Like someone brought up like some people in the Friday Night Tights chat were like trying to get everyone on the panel to watch anime. Someone said something about Chainsaw Man and Gary just kind of like brushed it off. Like I think it would be funnier if he turned his dick into a chainsaw.
Well, we kind
Yes.
of can.
Yes, he kind of can actually.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
So if he's like, if he's making, you know what? I'm not even gonna ask.
A new definition of destroying pussy.
Hmm.
No,
Is that on Friday night, man?
he could have hit Rize with the 1-2 right there, bro. Like she bites his tongue off, he whips his cock out.
He's pulling his cock out.
It's just like.
Wait a second, guys. Question.
No.
So I thought. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know the devils aren't like immortal, but they take a lot to kill. How was Makima just able to kill Rize so easily?
Because she got impaled.
So there's. I don't know how
it's kind of hard to describe this, but basically you can think of like any sort of devil as like being in a loop.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
so like it's not necessarily that like a lot of them die. Like they even talk about how like or like Bean comments in the movie about like any normal devil would have been deader than dead. But there are certain conditions, I guess you can say, that take place if a devil were to die, and only under like certain extreme circumstances can you ever truly kill a devil.
So
with Rize in particular, I think it has to do with certain conditions that you'll find out about later that lead to her actually dying. But it's interesting because I think she is kind of in a similar position to Denji. Although they talk about her being the bomb devil, and then later on, like you can kind of piece this together, I guess. She has basically the bomb devil's heart is what it all implies. She's in the same position as Denji, where like she's human with the heart of a devil. That gives her
Katana
powers.
Man. You know, they're all their own unique type of thing. They're not fiends. They're something else entirely.
They're hybrids, but
yes,
I think you're forgetting a key component to her death.
Well, you're referring to the spear.
They're holy. They're anointed holy spears. And stagger. Yeah. 2 of them. By Angel.
Some of them have special effects, like they can cut through ghosts and everything.
It's not Makima that kills them.
Yes.
Kills her. It's Angel that kills her. Angel impales her twice and then pause. And then Makima's just standing there being a goober. Like, haha, I got mice. Haha, hee hee.
Oh shit! Oh rat!
Oh shit! It's so rad.
Right.
No, and this is one of those things. Like I mentioned again to like tie it back into like the conversation from earlier. Chainsaw Man's very fun to try and figure out, but I never expect to actually be like capable of it because half the time it feels like Fujimoto is just writing bullshit because he can. Half the time it feels like he's being incredibly cryptic, and I'm just not in the same mindset as him to figure it out. And then another half of the time it feels like he is specifically writing to spite everyone who's making fan theories.
Yeah.
I know that technically means 150%, but I did that on purpose because it's not supposed to make sense.
Well, just Chainsaw Man doesn't make sense.
But it's a very like to get sort of like back into like the overall of it. A lot of people like watching a lot of people get like hung up on the surface level of it. Like there was this whole discourse over like the Demon Slayer versus Chainsaw Man sort of debate of like, well, Chainsaw Man's female characters suck because they're all sexualized. I'm like, you fucking
Do you remember
mom.
Nezuko's fucking titties in the district arc?
Dude, like almost every female character in Demon Slayer is only remembered for having like huge titties or married to a certain Hashira.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's almost like Demon
sometimes
Slayer
both.
doesn't have strong characters or a strong story, and is entirely carried by its flashy animation.
Yeah, it's one of those things like we were talking to like earlier about like my whole rant in the Discord last night about how that like fucking pretentious ass review of the Rize movie where people get so caught up in like one element of a series without like fully analyzing it in the big picture. Like, Chainsaw Man has sexualized female characters. Why? Because you have a main character who is easily manipulated by sexuality because he constantly mistakes anyone coming onto him as like the intimacy that he has lacked his entire life because his parents have been absent. He has been abused, neglected, abandoned. Gee, I wonder why they're all sexualized. It's almost like you have, a reason for that. And it ties in and makes all the characters actually really well written.
Exactly.
So this was a guy from The Guardian. So I'm you're cool with me reading this excerpt just to illustrate that point? Okay. So this is what this guy that reviewed it from The Guardian, he gave it 2 stars out of 5. Okay. So before the final descent into the into exhausting city trashing, its gleeful perversity, semi-interesting, what the success of these titles tells us is that there is an audience whose desires aren't currently being met by Hollywood pencil pushers. Man, it's male-orientated, though. From Denji's frilly pink fantasies to the fact of Reze becoming more pornographic in appearance, the more dynamic she gets. Yoshihara, which is the director, is not shy about courting those who might have felt uniquely wronged by the opposite sex. What a rush, Denji squawks in one incel-friendly delicacy. I just cut off a beautiful woman's leg. All right, and I butchered the fuck out of that. But yeah, like that's just the language that some people will use, and you've seen some of that shit online.
Well,
it's bad.
No, what he says is
he's gay.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, do you guys remember the whole thing about the hand job in the back alley when that happened in the
that
manga?
blew up.
Yes,
that's one of like the big problems I have with some of these more like I don't know like deeper series. The things that aren't like specifically tied to like surface level elements, the way Demon Slayer is a lot of people get into it and only see the surface level. You basically miss the entire fucking forest for a singular tree that you don't like.
She sexually assaulted him. It's this horrible. She needs to. No, like it's.
No. Denji got off because some chick decided to touch his wiener, and he's excited about it.
Yeah, no, he's the. Well, here's the other thing.
Little femcel.
People make him the bad guy all the time.
Yeah, they do.
It's like when you look at Denji, the world that he lives in is fucked. But he just happens to be a really good person stuck in it.
Really quick though,
he is a
Lethal,
good
I do
person.
know you have to go here soon.
Yes.
So is there any last thing you want to say before you take off?
Chainsaw Man Reze movie is better than Infinity Castle. There you go.
Hard
That's the
agree.
hard agree. Hard agree. No, not really. I think I got most of my points through. I'm pretty sick of everything being condensed into a movie, but I feel this one works because it's only like 10 or so chapters. I think a lot of people, like you said, get caught up on the sexuality of everything and then don't actually take a half a second to look any further than that, which you don't have to be the most, I hate this term, but you don't have to be the most media literate person to understand that there's more to it. You just got to read. That's it. It's as simple as that. And if you can't figure it out, you're probably fucking brain damaged and can't read in the first place.
Exactly.
But all in all, I really, really like Chainsaw Man. It's probably my favorite consistent ongoing manga. Emphasis on the word consistent.
God damn it, Berserk.
Yeah, exactly. No, I really like it. And I will once again reiterate that I think foreshadowing in Chainsaw Man is amazing. And you know it's amazing because when there's a big reveal, you can look back on it and go, holy fuck, it's actually so obvious.
You need to you need to read the latest chapters, man, okay? Because there's a big reveal on that too. It's very interesting and it draws some interesting parallels. So I think you'll enjoy it. You too, yeah. You haven't read this week's chapter, you fuck.
I'm a week behind.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I think we're gonna end up going for a little while yet. So thanks for joining me, Lethal.
One final thing. Makima is only, in terms of waifu tier lists, Makima is only one level behind someone like Miss Misato. So there we go.
There we go.
Right. And yes, I understand what that means for people like me. All right, thank you. I appreciate you having me on. Have a good one, and we'll do this again soon. I'll talk to you all later. Take care, everyone.
See you later, people.
Have a good one.
Peace out, buddy. He rocks.
Right.
Good guy.
Yeah, totally cool. And if anyone here isn't familiar with him, he does a bunch of gaming content. So like you can go find him at
Gronkin
Gaming. They do a bunch of autistic in-depth stuff over there. So real gaming news. That being said, though, we're going to continue on with the Chainsaw Man discussion because like there are plenty of things to talk about. We've covered a lot of like the story stuff and like the art stuff, but like I mean, we've kind of talked a little bit about like the waifu stuff, but like I mean Himeno, Reze, come on. Like
well, we kind of had this conversation on Friday, but y'all listen, okay? So you marry Rize, you hook up with Makima. I'm sorry, y'all, but Himeno's got to go. I'm sorry.
No,
okay?
no, Makima's got to go.
Yeah, Makima has to go.
No.
Bro.
Yeah.
No, bro.
Yeah.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Well, like what? Okay. All right. So we obviously have strong reactions to this. All right. You have suspicions of yourself related to the story content. Why do you think all of us are like, no, bitch has to die? Why do you
fucking saw if he watched the movie?
Well, yeah. Pretty much.
But you guys have to remember that I'm into crazy bitches. So like,
yeah, that's everybody in Chainsaw Man. Come on, bro. Like,
would he get with Fumiko? That's the question. All right, the two of you know what I'm talking about. I think he would. I think he would with her, and then I think I'm trying to think of who else.
We're talking about Choo Choo Lovey.
Choo Choo Lovey, bang bang.
Oh yeah, you're talking about a crazy bitch.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, he definitely would get with Fumiko.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
he would, and then
okay, I'm gonna tell
and
you
then
something.
What would happen? Would happen.
Remove the
She's a good girl.
Yes, she is.
Remove the actual microphone part, right? Remove the microphone part of that scene, and that was Roman Friday night with the other chick.
Oh shit! No way, dude. Nice.
But
I
no,
was in like deep, fellas.
If we're talking about like legitimately like waifu characters, like who I'm into, it is Himeno and Reze, And then after that, like, I mean, obviously the lesbians are hot, but I mean, they're lesbians and they're only hot in fiction. So
Asa.
Yeah, I was gonna say Ace is really a really good character.
she's a good character, but she's got that autism in her. She is touched by the tism.
Very
So?
much so.
Yeah,
Very
no,
much
she's
so.
definitely. I think she actually might be retarded. Like,
Well, no, she has the same sort of developmental issues that Denji does.
Yes.
yeah, retarded.
Well, no, it's not that she's retarded.
I'm
She
kidding,
was
I'm kidding.
basically just had a
He doesn't
shitty
know.
home
He hasn't
life.
read the most recent chapter too. So like,
Not that. It's just more
Yeah.
so like she hasn't read she hasn't had the best home life. So
Yes.
it's like, anyway.
I feel like most main characters in Chainsaw Man have developmental issues, though. Like Aki didn't grew up without parents after his
yeah, but
family.
Aki just basically became a hard
Oh.
ass. Like,
bro, I forgot Tendo, dude. Tendo's like, I'd be chill with Tendo. Sorry, continue.
Tendo, who was that again?
Ponytail chick.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. But like again,
Oh, yeah.
I'm not particularly interested in Asa because I don't know. She seems like she would be a pain in the ass.
She'll jerk you off in an alley, though.
What am I missing?
No.
This
stuff
we're
happen,
talking
or-
a little bit about part 2 here.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
you'll
But,
get there soon. Okay, trust.
Yeah, I kind of love, dude. One of my favorite things is like I think one of my favorite, without spoiling anything, gotta say I think one of my favorite manga panels is her where she's like, "My sister, my favorite devil." Like that's so is back. I was like, let's fucking go, dude. Like her energy is a banger because like. She's so.
I'm wondering how Roman's gonna react when it gets to the shot heard around the world.
Yeah.
Yes, baby. Like
Yes.
Roman, you thought boom was fucking cool.
Yeah, bro.
It was
for real.
cool. Oh,
there's some ridiculous shit, but like,
by the way,
Real quick, before we finish,
let Roman go. Let Roman go.
Yeah.
well, I wanted to get off the Asa topic, but
well, so sorry, Roland, but just a hot take. I also said this on Friday, but I like the intro to the Reason movie better than season 1's. Sorry, I just do.
Oh,
I like the
Iris
music
Out
better.
is 100% much more catchy.
yeah, I don't think that's a hot take. That's fire. Iris Out is amazing.
I like Kenji Yonezu's music for that movie in particular is astounding. Like it's so good, and the number of memes that I have heard my brother come across with those songs. Just
Nintendo.
Dame, 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 da, 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 da.
Clip that. clip that.
That is
Just me going. No, but like a lot of people actually said that the first outro to Chainsaw Man should have been its intro. Chainsaw Blood by Roundy.
Yep. Chainsaw Blood should have been the intro for sure.
I actually don't agree, specifically because I think Kickback is a really good intro, and does a good job of just like getting you into like the headspace of watching Chainsaw Man.
So I don't disagree with that, but my problem is the fact that Chainsaw Blood only gets played once.
Well, you can find it; it's out there.
Yeah, no, I have it on my phone.
You can go listen to it.
Yeah, I've had it since it came out, but like, I'm like, that song is so good. It's not even in the anime. Like it's not even in the show.
The other outros are really good too. Like there's consistently like I would say 10 of those those ending songs are really fucking solid in my opinion.
I
And then
agree.
I would say that I mean, all of them are decent, you know, but like, and Jane Doe would probably be like up there with some of the best of those outro songs too.
I think Jane Doe actually gets into like top 5 for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Like
It's
Jane Doe, I don't know if Iris Out, maybe, but
Yeah.
like First Death, it was hilarious because when we went to the movie, they started playing the 200 million centimeter
Mhm.
blades during the fight scene. I look over at my brother and he's sitting there just going,
The one is that the one that's like
no, that's the Maximum the Hormone outro. It's like the heavy
Devil
metal.
in the name of doom, or you know, that demon in the name of devil.
yeah, bro.
Yeah.
So good. And, like, for me though, like, yeah, that gives me Ghost vibes. Like, you ever heard the band Ghost?
Yeah, what I was saying basically is kind of going into like some of my like favorite picks for like the music of Chainsaw Man, like excluding the actual soundtrack itself because it has a really good soundtrack. I would probably say like my favorite song off of it would be Chainsaw Blood. And then you have I would have to listen to a lot of them again, but like off the top of my head, the one that I really do remember would be basically Chainsaw Blood, First Death, and then you have Jane Doe, Iris Out, and
What's the
Kit
song
Kat.
that he's playing when he's fighting on the train? I love that song.
That's the one I was talking about.
Yeah, that's literally just the Chainsaw Man theme.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's that one's hard. So
For it being his
since
theme, it
we
doesn't play that often.
since we were talking, I guess a little bit, I just wanted to say that we so we mentioned earlier about Denji, and I've been thinking about this for the whole for like the whole stream, and people that say that he's shallow. I wanted to bring something up because if you guys haven't seen the recent movie, which by the way I recommend that you all go see, he says something at the end of it when he's fighting her that is in the trailer, so it's not really a spoiler, but it's something that caught my eye
I know what you're gonna say.
because I think that this kind of proves who Denji really is more so. When he says that everybody wants my chainsaw heart, what about my heart? Like that's actually kind of powerful. And like I think for people to say that he's a shallow character, they're wrong because I think that kind of proves that there is more to him than just
Yeah, that's
like,
a quintessential distillation of Denji's character right there. He is someone who craves the intimacy of human connection. He grew up without his parents. He lived in a shack, was basically used as a slave, and was treated like crap. He has no concept of how like people interact, and this ties into what I've been saying about Denji with him confusing intimacy with sex. Like he thinks that, and this kind of changes as you go through the series. He gets this like confusion in his head that like this attraction that he feels is the thing that's going to fill the hole in his heart. So like that's why he's so adamant about pursuing everyone that he even like gets a boner for.
Yep.
This changes in part 2, like you kind of with like the reveals of like Pochita's dream and everything like that. So like all you need to do is give her lots of hugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And part 2, Denji is quite a bit different because he actually has that sort of normalcy in his life after that, at least for a time. Fuck you, Fujimoto.
Yes.
I hate fire.
Yeah.
But that is completely correct. Denji is not a shallow person. He is someone who he's in a very unique situation, and saying that he sucks as a main character, I feel like does a disservice to like his writing, because you may not like him. I don't particularly like him as a person. I kind of agree with Aki's assessment that he is scum, but there's a reason for that. Like, there's a whole reason why he is scum, and that doesn't necessarily make him a bad character. I hate Griffith from Berserk. Like, I loathe him with a passion, but I think he's a good character.
I
I've
don't,
seen
I don't
people.
agree. I don't think Denji is scum. I really don't. I think he deserves
Well,
better
he
than
behaves like scum because he doesn't have any sort of like concept of what normalcy is. He doesn't really understand what it is that he wants. He doesn't have a clear picture of it.
He's scum in the way that you find Han Solo in a bar and call him in a hive of scum and villainy, right? So it's
Well,
like
he's scum in the sense that he thinks with his dick because he doesn't know how to do anything else.
well, that's not all I'm saying is like it's actually now that I'm saying this, he is a good representation of this character, which is Han Solo, who's only in it for his own personal benefit and the money. And Denji originally is only in it for his own personal benefit and getting with, a person, a woman, right? And specifically Makima, and getting good food and having a house to live on. He's in it for the benefit, right? But both of those characters end up doing things for people out of the goodness of their heart and end up actually like when Denji's fighting Katana Man, he does save people.
He doesn't have a concept of self-worth. Okay, that's the issue. Like, he doesn't have
Right.
self-worth at all. Okay, and that's a lot to do with his childhood, but this manifests itself in a lot of different ways too. And so, like, as far as the necessities of life and stuff, right? So that was like one of the first outcrops of that. Then I'm wanted, right? And then that also eventually gets to sexual issues as well. But even if you take away like his cushy life and stuff like that, he still is able to evolve to the point where he gets his self-worth from other concepts too, like fame and stuff like that eventually too. So it's one of those things where he just, he literally is just trying to be valuable, or, be valued, I guess you would say, more or less, man. It's
Well, again, he's trying to fill the hole
Yeah.
in his heart that was, left there by not having anyone as he was growing
yeah,
up.
like a mom and dad. Yeah.
Mhm. Denji is like the ultimate incarnation of fatherless behavior.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
So, like, he works really well as a main character because he's not only just like dynamic in a lot of ways that aren't specifically like blunt, but he is entertaining because of that. He's so absurd. He's so out there. And again, that's why I have a problem with people distilling Chainsaw Man down to just the sex stuff, because there's a lot of good storytelling in it. And that is a big problem with just like the anime community in general. And that's why I went on the whole fucking rant the other night when Muffler Tape posted that article. I'm like, God, not again. These people want to act like they're smart because they can see surface level bullshit and like they can say big words.
So really quick.
Mm-hmm.
So really quick before we get to Roland's question, because he has a roundtable question. I don't know how often you guys scour Reddit, but I am frequently a Redditor just because I like to
I
torture
don't go there for anime
myself.
because it is a
Blames a
cesspool.
lot.
I was gonna say Muffler beat me to it.
So
Reddit is a cesspool when it comes to anime conversations.
Well, it depends. I mean, like for theory
It's a
crafting.
cesspool.
All right, hey, okay. I go to Chainsaw Man's. Okay, I go to Don to Don's. All right, there is actually good conversations that happen there sometimes.
Silence, you glorified wad of trash, or I'll squash you like a roach.
All right,
So,
all right.
you guys seen that there were people that since Muffler, you are in there. I think this is in the Chainsaw Man one, but I've seen this around on Reddit where people are comparing Denji to like Light Yagami, Aaron Yeager,
Fuck.
things like that.
They haven't
They were
read the
saying that
manga.
he was that type of an asshole.
They haven't read the manga. It's
like
that simple. You
Well,
just have
Light Yagami is a supreme narcissist. You could get away with the comparison to Aaron Yeager because Aaron was a hothead and a retard the whole time, and that's why they got into the situation that they were in by the end of the series. Because Aaron Yeager is stupid, so that
Yeah.
makes sense. But Denji's not a narcissist. I don't think he thinks highly of himself. He doesn't have a good grasp of normalcy.
Imagine
Yes.
being Grisha
Right.
Yeager Grisha's just sitting there like, God damn it, this is my kid. Fuck. Like, he's sitting at the coordinate, and Grisha's like, come
I
on,
should-
dude.
I should
the
not have
hell?
busted a nut in that Eldian chick.
He's like, what the fuck?
So
Two
Roland,
kids?
what was your
They're both retards?
what was your roundtable question? What was your
Okay,
roundtable
all right.
question?
So I have a question for the panel. If you guys are a public safety officer and you had to contract with a devil, either one that is in the manga or not, has not been revealed at all, who are you contracting with?
You fellas want to answer first?
You can't do any primal fears or anything like that.
Man, fuck you, dude.
You can't do primal fears.
Okay, well, would the space devil work?
Yeah, it would actually. You could do space. What would space's abilities be? This is
Well-
the fun part about this question. What would you want space like?
I would imagine it would have something to do with just like the void of space itself. Because when people talk about like being afraid of space, that is like the big thing that they're afraid of.
Is the void?
It's just the emptiness of space.
you
So
could,
whatever,
like,
it's kind of hard to say that because like to give a power, I don't like those kinds of questions, like where like you get to like attribute your own power to it, because you end up coming up with something that's just like stupidly OP rather than something that's fun or interesting.
Well, I could ask AI what it thinks. Yeah, what it thinks
Oh
a
my
space
God.
devil would be like.
and again, you could say something like night, but that night would fall under like the darkness devil.
So
That's a primal fear, so we can't go that far. So
Well, yeah,
space
because
would be like the next thing where like that's an interesting concept, and I know people who are like terrified of space. There's another one where like you asked earlier, like what devil do you think I'm contracted with in like the private chat? You did the sea devil, didn't you?
no, I didn't.
Mm.
I did not. That's a good.
Because I
idea.
mean, thalassophobia is a pretty big thing.
Based on her look, yeah, you're correct. I'll tell you guys when I'm finished what I wrote out. Because I think it's actually a really interesting one that a lot of people haven't thought of, and Roman guessed it, which is fucking nuts. But because I texted him and I was like, "What devil do you think I'm contracted with?" And he goes, "The blah 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 devil," and I was like, "What the fuck? How the fuck did you?" I did give him a hint though.
Probably because he knows you the best.
Well, I gave him a hint, but I think if you're doing I think space is a really interesting one because you could have similar to how Reze does the snaps. You do air bursts, right?
It would more so be just like removing air from a space.
Yeah, but you could create areas of void, like just create like have space come down into a location like an air burst.
Instantly boil someone as the pressure
Pretty much.
dissipates around them.
Pretty much. I like
Yep.
the idea of the space devil. That's and what's it look like? Is it wearing a spacesuit? Does it look like a 1950s like alien spacesuit, like with the round and like the silver outfit? Like, what's it look like?
I would imagine that it would kind of look like one of the Apollo astronauts, like just
Yeah,
like one of
that'd be
those
cool.
spacesuits.
You just see glowing eyes in the suit, or in the suit in the helmet. It's just a void. It's just space.
like to make it even creepier, it's just like the Apollo astronaut, like the whole thing is just blacked out. You don't see anything on the inside of the helmet. It doesn't speak or whatever. And it's just one of those things where like you know what it means when it wants you to know what it means.
And it just stands there, like its shoulders are kind of dragging. It's just like, yo, you know what's really cool about that? You know how we found out that Bomb is an affiliate with Gun?
Mm-hmm.
Space could be an affiliate with Darkness.
Yeah, I mean, umbrellas and stuff. I mean, which makes sense because
Again, and even then,
you
Gun and Bomb fall under an even more threatening.
Yes, they
Now,
do.
concept,
so
Yes, they do.
to answer your question, buddy, do I have to be afraid of this devil, or am I just contracted to it?
No, I'm
No,
not afraid of
it's
space. You don't have to be afraid of a devil to be
You don't have to be
contracted.
afraid of what you're contracted to. But I want to go in a circle. So if he's doing
Sorry.
space, I want Muffler.
you're asking me this, man, but it's like ridiculously hard for me to come up with something on the
I
fly.
mean, you can
like
go.
that.
You can go last.
Yeah, I would prefer to go last because, like, I'm still trying to think.
The reason I don't want to do Primal Fears is just because
know.
nobody's
They're-
contracted with Primal Fears, and I feel like that's like,
Correct.
Well,
'cause you
they're
can't-
world-ending, powerful
Yeah.
kind of entities.
yeah.
All right.
I feel like
So-
the primal fears basically represent the same as like the horsemen.
Yeah.
Kind
Okay.
of power.
So here's mine then. If I could contract myself with a devil, it would be the devil of time. And the powers would be that you could either freeze time, go forward a few seconds, or go back a few seconds. And also not to make it too like OP, but you might be able to, I guess, like maybe like not like see into the future, but like because that would be copying the future devil. But what if you could like know about someone's past because like you can like in a way go back in time in their head? That would be a cool type of like a power to have. And then it's design. I was thinking make it a clock, but like give it, but like so like a clock in a suit would be really cool. Put it in like a red suit, but like make it a clock. Give it like clock hands. Like I think they're like that'd be cool. So yeah,
I got it.
that's
I got an idea already in my head for you, buddy. Red suit, or it's shirtless, right? But red toga.
ooh yeah.
With a gold lace. It's wearing a toga, and it's red, and its head is just a clock, and on its hands, it has two pendulums that are just swinging.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
And time,
All right.
if you want to do something with seeing into the future, it doesn't necessarily have to be a person.
Here's the thing though with that one is like not to like spoil the fun, we can still continue on with it. I don't think a time devil would actually exist. And my reasoning being that we already have an eternity devil and
Correct.
a future devil, both concepts that have to do with time.
Yeah,
so time is clearly a concept that is split into its individual fears.
Roman, you got another one? Actually, no. There might actually be time though, because people are worried about being late for work, and like late
Or
for-
just that's worry, not fear.
okay. Well,
What
I'm
if
not
it's
afraid
like-
of tomatoes.
What if
Which
there's
then
like
that
a devil that like manifests like your fear of your partner cheating on you? Well, what if there's like a lust
You
devil?
fucking NTR devil.
You beat me to
Holy
it, man.
shit, bro.
The NTR devil.
Cuck devil.
The
Oh
devil.
no, bro.
Isn't that just Destiny though?
Yeah, your contract is literally just Destiny. He shows up and he's like, "I hate Donald Trump. What's up?" Like,
Oh my god. No.
Charlie Kirk deserved it.
If you were
That kind of
contracted with the NTR devil though, and you were the dude doing the NTR all the time, that would be the most badass fucking power ever though. I would
New
actually be
Chainsaw
okay.
You know what I
Man
mean?
porn parody.
Yes, it is.
All right, I think actually that's my pick. I think that's actually my
Fuck.
pick.
God, that's a good one.
That actually is a seriously good one. Because you could use that for so much espionage. Like,
Yeah.
that's fucking crazy.
Oh my god.
All right, Muffler, what's yours?
Well, like I kept thinking about some different ones that I think would be interesting, but they fall under other concepts that are already included in the series, so it doesn't make any sense really. Like that's the problems. I've been sitting here thinking, and I was thinking about animals too, technically, because there can be a fear of different animals, like the one that was like jokingly mentioned with like Kobani at one time, even in the anime, was with like monkeys, right? But like if you were the fucking gorilla devil though or something, like I'm pretty sure that would be interesting in some capacity, but like I still don't know like what I would contract with, because like some of the shit that I would contract with would fall under like authority, and then authority rolls up under something else, because like I'm like, oh well, like if I was contracted with or like as the government devil, or like the policeman devil or something like that, right? Like there's it's a more metaphysical concept and stuff, so like it's
Okay, so what if we combine your two ideas of animal and authority, and we do apex predator, the predator?
Yeah, I mean, oh no, you know what? Actually, like no, you just maybe like I would be contracted with the alien devil. I'm pretty sure, because who wouldn't want to have Cthulhu? Who wouldn't want to have Cthulhu powers and shit, right? Like as
the alien devil would be sick as fuck.
Your ability is to probe people's asses.
I mean,
Zorbu.
Yes, I wield the power of Zorbu. Bro, no. I'm down. Like I would be the
I think alien devil fits you, dude. I really do.
I would do it. I would do it.
Because you could actually, and then so would alien devil be contracted with or be friends with space?
I mean, I'm pretty sure they'd all fall, potentially, because it's under the broader concept of the unknown. And so we've talked about a lot of things falling under that umbrella. So like maybe, but I would be one of the more whimsical ones.
It's always interesting to think of like the devils and like their factions and stuff. Like,
yeah.
You kind of learn like, like gun, tank, bomb, they all fall under war.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And then even war kind of falls under death.
Yeah.
They all fall under death, yeah. When it comes to the Four Horsemen. So what, Roman's fucking the cuck devil?
I am not the cuck devil.
I am the cuckener.
I am not the cuck devil. I am the NTR devil.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. The contract, though, means he can never touch himself again.
Yeah, but what would that devil be called? Oh, God, that's a horrible contract. All right, that's another question. What's your contract, Crimson? Before I reveal mine, because I already know what my contract is.
I don't know. I feel like someone else would have to come up with it.
What you did,
because I would be too lenient on myself. I feel like your contract. What when you use space? Oh, you can only use it for as long as you can hold your breath.
But that's not a detriment to him. That's just a limitation of his power. Like, because the devil wants something from Crimson. So, like, what does it want from Crimson?
No, he's also in the void.
That would be the shittiest power ever. I would never contract with that devil. Because, like, if his blood,
because at least with like Romans, like you can still sleep with other people. It's just you're not allowed to touch you're not allowed to
Wait.
Wait.
With mine, I can't jerk off anymore.
No, so for the contract thing, like who are you contracted with? What are their powers? So we were like, okay, so what would be like the contract? And I said, well, for Roman, it would make most sense, like because the devil wants something, you're not allowed to touch yourself anymore.
Hell no, I ain't doing that.
But you have NTR women, you probably have.
You have seduction powers. Why do you need to touch yourself anymore?
Actually, okay, it's true.
So like it's a decent trade-off.
No,
Like
no,
you're not
he
even
was
losing
I-
any
hold
organs.
on.
I almost said you can never be satisfied. And I was like, nah, that's a little too
Ooh.
cruel there.
Wait. We just created a character, a really nervous son of a bitch who can't talk to girls, who's contracted with the NTR devil. He can't jerk off, but he also can't talk to girls. That is totally a Fujimoto character right there, bro. 100%. He has the power to seduce women, but he can't. He doesn't have the balls to use. I'm not even talking about Roman. I'm just saying in general. That's totally a Fujimoto character.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I'm trying to think of one that would be a detriment for space. Like what?
It would probably have to do with some sort of like bodily harm or whatever. And I would imagine that it would be like slowly fading senses, because like let's just put this in perspective. If you're an astronaut launched out into space, they're like just drifting out in space, what's the thing that's going to kill you?
Asphyxiation.
Oxygen deprivation.
Well, I was going to say
carbon dioxide poisoning, more specifically. And you're going to slowly fade out of consciousness as that takes over.
Yep.
So
it's gonna be a pain. It's not gonna be a painful death, but it's gonna be a slow one. So the more you use the Space Devil's power, the more and more you like fade into sort of that situation. You start to like lose your senses more and more. Like your hearing.
That makes sense, but I was also going to say like your lung capacity just gets shittier over time as well. Like you start to like you might run down the stairs and like that's like like just from like that towards the end, you know what I mean? Like it's just slowly your lung capacity just gets shittier and shittier.
So where Romans would be like a fixed condition of just like it sucks, but it doesn't get any worse.
Yeah.
Mine would be it's not too bad at first, but the longer you use it, the closer you get to killing yourself.
Yes.
Mine's kind of like that.
But I basically get to instantly kill people because if you put someone in a vacuum, their lungs burst, their eyes burst, their eardrums burst. And yeah, that's basically game over.
Yeah, but every time
also your skin starts to dissolve because the atmospheric pressure.
Yeah.
And then you also get hit by all of the air collapsing back in on top of you.
So every time oh my god, you would also be contracted with falling, would you not? Also be friends with falling.
Technically, they're kind of in a similar thing because gravity would be gravity would fall under like falling and all of that. So yeah.
Because before we knew it was falling, we thought it was gravity.
That also probably any sort of like again the alien devil. You would also have like the meteorite devil.
Yep.
Because I feel like meteorites are specifically
I'm
distinct
with
enough
the Chicxulub fucking, you know.
Yeah, the Chicxulub devil, yeah.
Yeah, dude. Just meteorite to the earth. Oh my god.
I'm surprised we haven't gotten a freaking dinosaur devil, dude. That'd be sick.
I thought that's what you're gonna choose, but anyway,
it's not.
So I think my contract would probably end up being where they either can like experiment on me, or like they I don't know, like do unspeakable things that would make me very uncomfortable is the best way I could say that. All right. Because I don't know what an alien would want from a yeah, exactly. But like, what would an alien want from someone? They would want to experiment on you and stuff, you know, so I could see that being a natural contract or whatever. It's like, we're going to let you have advanced technology and like our powers and stuff. But yeah, we're going to put a spindle up your butt. I hope that's cool, buddy. Or something.
Okay, I got
one.
Like,
you get probed every time you use their powers.
Yeah.
So you become more alien every time, like over time. You
become, yeah.
I
know what you're talking about.
And not in a coherent way. It's just like completely random at times.
Yep.
Like you could full on just end up like, oh, Karun, where the fuck did my dick and balls go?
Yeah, so it starts with like your fingernail gets like really long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then like over time, it's just like you become an alien.
Or you temporarily take on characteristics, and they could be random characteristics too. Like, because it would just be really alienating. Is like it would be like a reflection issue. It's like, well, no one would want to be around you. after you've used your powers for sure. I mean, but I don't know if there'd be like a permanent effect or not because
Well, there
it
would.
I
depends on
would
the
imagine
power
it
of
would
their
have to be
abilities.
a permanent effect because the devil needs to get something out of it, right?
Yeah, there has to be a
Whether
permanent-
it be entertainment, sustenance, or whatever. Because like the fox devil, it doesn't like to use its powers. It asks for some sort of offering, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like for Aki, when he uses the powers, he said, "I fed it some skin this time."
Yep.
That Aki can
nails.
heal from that, but that's like a physical thing that the devil gets out of it. The future devil wants entertainment out of Aki, so he requests to basically be like, "I want to watch what happens firsthand."
Yes.
The Chainsaw Devil wants Denji to finish his dreams.
Yes.
Well, yeah, Denji's contract is Denji has to fulfill his dreams.
So, what
Which
would
He's
Alien?
making them do it. But, yep. Go ahead.
What would Alien want?
Again, the experimentation thing, which is why I would imagine that your body would just like become more and more grotesque over time from the
Like
experiment.
the Fly. Kind of like
What
the
was
Fly.
that? Yeah, I could see something weird like that happen. Yeah, it would be weird, man. Okay, like I'm not saying that's a
Body
good
horror
contract
type
at
thing.
all. Like the body horror would be pretty bad on that.
So Roman's contract is that he can't jerk off.
I mean, it's not like what's the exotic?
Can't jerk off, but he has excellent seduction skills on anyone
What
who's in a
happens if you
relationship.
jerk off? You just your dick just explodes.
No, he can't get hard by himself.
My
It
dick
doesn't work.
It's
I
not like they
mean-
want samples of my genetic material, where I'm like at a milking farm occasionally. Okay, it's nothing that illustrious.
I'm milking fuck.
Roman would just open his own, and he'd be like, "Come on, I'm contracted with the nut devil."
Yeah, but his powers would only be able to work on people in relationships.
Yes, correct. They
Oh,
would have to be married or like a
yeah,
girlfriend or
to
To
something.
be fair,
Roman's the home wrecking devil.
Yes, NTR devil confirmed.
all right,
Shit.
man.
So like, what? I don't even know if that would work though, because he wouldn't be useful in anything else. Like,
I mean, he would specifically be able to,
becomes a
get
big black
information out of people or manipulate dudes into doing what he wants by taking control of their women.
Yes, that too. Yeah.
Or if I want the woman, get the dude to cheat on her, or something like that.
but the two.
Wait,
of you-
hold on. You're saying that you would seduce the dude, you would NTR the woman.
What the fuck?
Roman is not escaping the gay allegations. Bro literally just came out and said he would fuck a dude to get at the dude's girlfriend. That is some wild ass shit.
He said, "I'll cuck his girl."
What the fuck, man? He could just get the girl because you have the seduction powers. What's wrong with you?
No, you guys didn't understand. What I meant was that if I wanted to get the woman, I would have the dude cheat on her, so that then
Yeah,
she can be
how?
mine.
You have seduction powers, but you can't make him fall in love with someone else.
Yes,
Right.
it's huge.
You see, you basically you seduce the dude if that's what you do.
He does not understand NTR very well.
He said yes without knowing what it was.
I'm cooked.
No, you're not. No, you're not, dude. You just get to literally every MILF that exists, free game. All right. Every girl that's in a relationship, got a boyfriend or whatever, you just swoop in, bud. You become
You were talking
black
this to
man
yourself the
stereotype.
other day, 1v1.
Yeah.
Dude, it's actually a great devil for him too, because the other thing that would be weighing on him is that he would feel bad for just home wrecking all these different families.
Yeah, it's
Just
perfect
getting
punishment.
knocked off. It would
But,
be perfect devil because Roman has a heart, so he'd be like, "I can't believe those kids don't have a mom and dad anymore." Be like, "But that pussy was great." Like,
Yeah, boy.
he's like, "God damn, that was fire. Sorry about your family."
But like from
Best
a
pussy of
metaphysical,
my life, but I'm really sorry for your kids. You know.
Yeah.
like since at a core
That's
concept, it's
big
like
PG, and he's sitting in the corner. He's like, "It's fine."
I'm trying to think of his powers in a fight because like
That's what I mean. He has to have a fight power.
well the fight power because like you know you're involving either like deception or it's not necessarily deception but separation. So like I could see him doing like something along those lines. Like I don't know, it wouldn't be super powerful, I don't think.
Sexy.
But like yeah, I mean, but
I mean,
yeah.
it would be along the lines of something like the Fox Devil or the Mold Devil. Like not
That's
too
what I would think. I mean, he could summon the NTR devil to show up too, and then you know it's just some again. I keep using that joke, but some just really big black guy that just shows up and starts beating the fuck out of
big ass
people.
black dude. Yo, it's literally just a big black
Fucking
guy.
Terry Crews rolls
I
up,
have the
motherfucker,
power-
just starts whooping somebody's ass.
If I have the power of
NTR Devil's just
seduction,
a big ass dude.
if I have
It's
the
guy
power
from
of
Friday that's riding the
seduction,
fucking bike.
Yes.
Yeah.
if I have the
Yes.
power of seduction,
Yep.
then that means that I can get anybody of either gender to fight by my side. So then,
That-
therefore, I won't have to fight. I can
Charisma.
That is
just,
correct.
Yeah,
you know,
You're just manipulating the fuck out of people, which is totally
I can
powerful.
just, you know, seduce armies to fight for me.
he could seduce
This
the
is-
U.S.
I mean-
military. Yeah, he could do it. He could do like a fucking Uncle Sam go-go dance and seduce the
I
military.
mean, he, you know, like he would have to like NTR Ivanka or somebody like that, and then like use that to like
Yeah.
you know do his international plans or something, or maybe
Oh, I can do that easy.
Melania, maybe
Yeah.
Melania directly, man. You know, you have to slay that dragon for us, man.
Well,
you know
in
what
the
I'm saying?
'90s, it would be. It would be.
Oh yeah,
be
Melania
Bush.
would be really young too. Never mind, it'd be like.
He'd fuck George Bush.
I mean, would he fuck Hillary Clinton though? That's the question. All right, because yeah, that's the '90s.
world.
All right,
for the good
you
of
have,
the world.
you have to do this for the good of the world. All right.
Fuck them,
So,
Clinton, for the good of the world, Roman.
so there is one instance
No.
where I would get with Hillary Clinton.
No.
There is one instance.
No.
Okay. Listen, hear me out. Okay. No. Please listen to me. Okay.
Okay.
If it was for justice for all of the victims of Island Man, but I had to sleep with Hillary Clinton, then I would do it.
All right.
Right? You could be right. You're so right.
Yeah, that's he is right. That's
Okay.
yeah, he's
Valid.
correct. Yeah, I'd take that bullet too.
Yep.
See,
But-
it's not all bad.
You just
Sure.
don't know my devil.
Correct. You did that intentionally. All right.
I did.
Since we clowned on each other enough, let's clown on you.
It's actually really fucking obvious. I said that.
Fucking pirate devil.
No. It's not service level. It's more metaphorical. So in this picture, I'm smoking a cigarette, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's your hint.
Yeah, the smoke devil then.
See, that's what I thought most people would go for. No addiction.
Oh, okay. Sure.
I was
A
gonna say
lot
the
of people.
cancer devil.
A lot. Well, that works too, but a lot of people fear addiction and the chains of addiction. And instead of cone, when my character calls out, which I looked up the Japanese word for addiction and addict, and it's isonsho. So he'd be like, isonsho. But it would be like you're holding a cigarette.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Which is why
Yeah.
I have my character with the doing like that in the other picture. But I showed like so I wrote an entire backstory for my character basically. just for fun, for shits and giggles, because I couldn't sleep the other night. And I was like making the profile picture anyway, and I was like, I'm gonna give him a devil that he's contracted with. And I didn't know what to come up with. So I wrote the whole like story, like a couple paragraphs about the character. And then I like slapped that into ChatGPT, and I was like, give me some devil names that would work for this character that have not been shown ever. And relapse had popped up. And I went, not really. But addiction, yes.
Yeah.
And that's where I got the idea for addiction from. And I was like, that actually makes a lot of sense, not only for my personal life of what my character would do, but just in general. And I like the idea of there being an addiction devil, because I think that those power and here's my contract, right? My life force is just constantly leaving me. I don't have a lot of time. It's like every time you use the power, it speeds up. It's similar to Future, or like when Angel touches people, but not the same. It's like every time I smoke a cigarette, like that's a day, or like an hour, whatever. You know what I mean, or a minute. You know, it's a time, and I can only use the ability while I'm smoking a cigarette. So my ability lasts until the cigarette's out. So I have to light another cigarette during the fight in order to continue fighting.
Okay.
So I feel like those are pretty good weights on my legs, for lack of a better term, to like kind of hold me back, as because it's the chain. It's literally the chains of addiction, right? So addiction, like she has these. Basically, her hands are constantly on my shoulder. So I always have to talk to her. I always have to. Like, she doesn't leave, but she also, like, nobody can see her until I like release her with Ison Show. But like, she's constantly there. I just have to deal with her all the time. That's another part of it, is that I have to be friends with her 24/7 because she's addiction. And it's a, I say she, but she's not really. She's more like Future, where it's not. You can't really tell if it's a boy or a girl kind of thing. It's kind of analogous, but her hair is like black, but also chains, and she's wrapped in chains, and she looks more feminine in figure, but there's like not really much to it. You know, it's kind of like a bluish haze, kind of like a. Kind of ghostly, but which would be, she might be friends with Ghost and Death. But I didn't even think about that until we started talking about who they might be friends with. What powers during the fight would be, like, relapse would be a power, which would just be like making you relive shit that fuck with you. But also the chains that can hold you down. Maybe I could create, like, I don't know, like a disease or a cancer within you. Like, I don't know. I'm just thinking about things like that. But I definitely have fucking drawbacks because it'll kill me.
Yeah. Makes sense. I mean,
I was like,
you have to be more powerful.
Peace sign being the fucking release. But like, my power only works while I'm smoking a cigarette, and like the longer cigar that I have, the longer. Like, so like the character would roll up with like a cigar that's like this long to like a fight. It's like a fat stogie, and they're like, "Oh fuck!" And then he lights it. He just goes off for like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
yeah,
it's pretty
so,
good.
yeah, addict devil, addiction devil. As I hit my vape.
All right.
So we got space, alien, NTR, and addiction.
It's a pretty legendary lineup. I don't think anybody can beat us.
I think that's a pretty hardcore team. Not even gonna lie.
I almost contracted STD, but I didn't. So
That would be insane. Like,
That one would be an interesting one. Okay, to compete with NTR, but
gonorrhea.
Would you turn into a giant crab because like someone would have like given you
It
crab?
turns into a giant crab.
crab people taste like crab, act like people, crab people, or whatever that song is from fucking South Park. Yeah,
That's
it's
awesome.
good shit. Wait,
STD devil. Hep C.
I had that lice episode where it was like the crotch crickets from what was it, Paris Hilton or somebody, and then like we've lived here for generations. We are powerful. Yeah, or something, right? Like,
Crickets.
sorry, Crimson. It's a funny fucking episode, bro. My bad.
We are the
This
crotch
is
crickets.
Pinocchio.
We have lived here for generations.
That's correct. Yeah, man. Anyway.
Welcome to our humble abode.
Crimson hasn't spoken in like 10 minutes.
Yep.
I've been jerking off under this table.
Yeah.
Too
Something
bad
that
for
Roman
you,
can't
Mr.
do.
Roman. Yeah.
Roman's not allowed. Sorry, yeah, Roman. You're not allowed to. Never mind. I was gonna totally make a joke that I'm not
You're gonna
say.
monitor me now?
No, it's so clippable. I'm not gonna say it. You're not invited to the JO session later. You can't go.
You said it anyway.
Not with my face on screen.
Okay.
Dub it over.
Yeah, you could. Just AI me.
There are a lot of cool powers you could do with the Chainsaw Man stuff, but in the end, it ultimately comes down to how much bullshit is Fujimoto going to write before we know, how all this goes.
Where do you
What's sorry, go ahead.
Where do you think we're like? What do you think Endgame is?
Well, whether or not we get I think it's contingent. Like, do you think there's going to be a part 3? Yes or no?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so then the contingent right now that I'm thinking of is that oh god, how can I say this without spoiling? I think that probably Nostradamus' prophecy is going to come true, but it's not going to come true the way people think it's going to come true.
I mean, we could do slight spoilers because
yeah, like I mean, because based on this last chapter that you haven't read yet, like I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen the way people think it's going to happen. I think it's going to be.
Here's the thing: is I don't think that actually did anything to Fami.
Correct.
I think a lot of people are forgetting that, like, given the nature of Fami, what happened to them is not necessarily important.
Yes.
Really, the only people, and again, that would go. The same would go for Night and Day, because of Californication.
Are you referring to a certain person as Night and Day, the person with two personalities?
Well, yeah, because that's what their name means.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Person 1 would be day. Person 2 would be night.
Yeah, we talked about that on Friday. Yeah, you're correct. I'm sorry.
Yeah, which makes it all the more interesting that person 2 specifically chose to call themselves that.
Night, yeah.
Anyway, because again, Californication, I don't think that has slowed them down any.
Sure.
And it's been one of the funny things where, like, everyone's making the joke of, well, Pachita only did that because they wanted to kill a Californian.
Wait, yeah, because Californication was.
Don't say anything more. Don't say anything more. Let's just leave it at that.
I forgot they did that. Yeah. Well,
the biggest, most affected people would be Fami 2 and the other people who were in the presence of this whole conflict.
Correct. But that's
it remains to be seen who is about to actually get deleted.
The last thing I remember is Doors in the Sky.
Yeah, well, we actually get to see you're maybe 2 chapters behind. Actually, I'll get with you tonight if you're down.
Yeah, I'm down.
It won't take us long. But yeah,
whoa! They're hooking up together.
Yeah, guys, come to
Yo.
this. We'll watch manga together. We'll watch.
I
Yeah,
wanna-
Muffler wants to get with you tonight.
I want to be there for that one. I'll film it.
Roman said he'll film it. He fucking
I'll
NTR.
film it.
Yeah.
If you film it, it's on you, bud. Okay, like because you're gonna be ruining a lot of shit.
Send it to
No,
Lethal.
like I do think that Nostradamus' prophecy is about to come true, though. But I don't think that that's going to be the end of the story. I think that what will end up happening is some of the characters. The fuck? Oh, sorry, no, but yeah, like I think if we get rid of Fami, like in a more concrete way, because of the powers of the black. It's the best way I could say that without. So the powers of the black. If we engage those powers, then I think that you could get rid of some concepts and maybe cause some different outcomes with it. But like it may result in like the same for the prophecy, but like it just won't be in the way we think it is. Like that would be my anticipation at this point.
I'm just gonna not make the joke that I was gonna make
The
about
power of the black.
There's one way you can defeat the power of the black.
So unless there are any like other major topics anyone wants to get to, there is one thing I do want to comment on because it's been particularly funny recently. So with the advent of the Reze movie, there has been an interesting squabble between the My Hero Academia fandom and the Chainsaw Man fandom.
Oh,
Many
shit.
people talking about the idea of a fight between Bakugo and Reze.
Oh, that's right.
And
Bakugo's dead.
And My Hero fandom isn't taking it very well because they don't understand that Reze is immortal.
They don't understand.
Even if you took her head off, she's already proved that she can operate multiple bodies.
Yeah. He's done.
Which it's really funny to see how that ability comes into play much later in the story.
Oh, dude.
Yes.
Dude. Yes, it is. But in the movie, bro, that's my favorite scene. That's my favorite scene when she just goes, "Oh, it didn't work." Okay.
My damsel.
Someone decided to draw adult Bakugo holding, Reze's head like he won that fight easy, and everyone's just been clowning on him, like taking his art and then adding extra panels of just headless Rize running right up to him.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah,
headless Rize just kicking the shit out of him.
Just like he's just sitting there, and then you just see tap 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 tap. He turns around, just headless Rize fucking full on sprinting at him. It's like completely hilarious because you're talking about like someone who is not just immortal, but is faster, stronger, and has more diverse power sets than Bakugo. Bakugo has to kind of be close in order to use his explosions, and even then, like they have recoil on him. And his ultimate like long range attacks require ammunition. Reze can just fire off as many missiles as she feels like.
Well, don't get me wrong. I really do love My Hero. I love it, but ain't nobody in My Hero except maybe All Might and Shigaraki and All for One are going up against Denji.
It depends. If we're talking
Star and
about
Stripe is really fucking overpowered, man.
Okay, yeah, Stars and Stripes, yeah. Stars and Stripes, yeah.
I was about to say, if we're talking Denji, there are characters. If we're talking the other Denji, maybe not.
No, I'm not talking about Black.
Anyway,
I'm not gonna mention Black. Like he's different.
Oh wow, that's hilarious! Sticking bacon inside the.
You know what's kind of crazy is that Fujimoto, being a fan of Kubo back in the day, the creator of Bleach, for everybody who doesn't know, I think that's really interesting that Bleach is named after White, which is Ichigo's Hollow. And then you have a character who is black. And I don't mean skin color wise. Like in Chainsaw Man. I was just, part of me was like, oh, is that like a little Well, nod.
Anyway, I just wanted to wrap it up with that funny little spat that's been going on of just
That's so stupid.
stupid internet stuff. So, that being said, thank you to everyone who tuned in, especially thank you to everyone who, was around to have fun, Lethal. I appreciate you showing up. And to you guys who are still here, Rolo, Roman, you can find those guys over at the Rolo Romecast. They're always live. Muffler Tape doesn't have anything going because he's a bum. He just kind of like leeches off of us.
Pretty much for now.
Easy revenge.
Yes. 100%.
And if you're here and you've watched this long, I would hope that you would decide to subscribe and stick around because I've been working on
Or
some
don't.
video projects and stuff. And
NTR Devil at Work. Holy shit.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Or don't.
With that being said, hope you all had a good time. We are going to play us out with a compilation of Freerun noises, and tune in because next month we are doing SAO.
Let's go.
There are only 2 fictionologies left in the year. There's SAO and then the collective movie night. When movie night happens, we're going to end the night by talking about what we're going to be doing for next year. So I'm going to prep some stuff for that and make it a whole big fun show. So you're probably going to want to tune in for that one. It's going to probably happen sometime closer to Christmas. Again, that being said, thank you everyone who is here. I appreciate it. Y'all have a good night. Later.